In the distant future, mankind has reached the stars, but the galaxy is troubled.
What do you think you're doing? Don't fire!
The Earthsphere Alliance rules the outlying colonies with an iron fist.
I'm sure God would understand the steps we're taking.
Isn't it about time you people realized the ones posing the most threat are none other than yourselves? We've had enough!
Those who oppose them
We won't be needing you any further.
What?
die. Battles are waged with mobile suits, the key to military dominance. The only hope for the colonies, 5 elite soldiers and their legendary mobile suits called Gundams.
There will be a day when the Gundams will save us all.
What this is war.
All of you are very mistaken, and the Gundams will soon come to rectify your mistakes.
Silence!
Now, these pilots will shake the foundations of the Alliance and change the course of history.
You saw I was a kid and you underestimated me. Shouldn't be fighting at all!
If they can stay alive.
Those Gundam pilots are desperate. They'll battle even if it means forfeiting their lives. Mission accepted.
It's a Gundam! Enemy attack!
I'll eliminate all obstacles.
Just who are you anyway?
Say goodbye.
Get all mobile suits ready for combat at once! Catch you!
Don't die on me!
From the Gundam universe, a new chapter in one of the greatest anime sagas of all time. Gundam Wing. Weekdays at 5:30. Suit up.
Those who have laid eyes on a Gundam shall not live to tell about it.
Only Toonami.
All next week at 5:30, Johnny Quest packs his bags.
What gives?
And Toonami goes to war.
We've got a full-scale threat attack!
Open fire!
For 1 week only.
To your stations, quickly!
Beast Wars. All next week at 5:30. Transformers 90s style. Only on Toonami.
Proximity alert. Proximity alert.
Flash.
The most anime on Saturday outside of Japan.
You just made my day!
Toonami, The Rising Sun. Saturday from 9 to noon. A day which will live in infamy.
Ladies and gentlemen, over the years, Toonami's given you some of the greatest cartoon shows ever made. Now we're proud to present our newest edition, a program about love, honor, sacrifice, revenge, and a whole lot of destruction. Let's get things started! Gundam fight all set, ready, go!
I will get rid of them with my own hands!
Your crime shall not go unpunished!
You still haven't figured out my true identity! Let's do it!
Now, fire!
What's happening?
They think the planet Earth is nothing more than a playground.
Prove your worth to the Shaolin Temple!
Insane.
Take this! My love, my anger, and all of my sorrow!
You intend to shoot your own brother?
Will never be forgiven! G Gundam, premiering next Monday at 5. Only Toonami.
Okay, you asked for it. Hey, stop calling me mister. I told you, I'm only 20 years old.
Success rates are nothing but scientific theory. A brave heart will defy any odds.
Program drive engage!
Rokat Magnum! It doesn't look good. Hell and alive!
Love my good, fear my evil. Premieres March 17th on Toonami.
Fellas, I'm ready to get up and do my thing. Can I count it on? Can I
It's a
count it
total
on?
eclipse of the heart.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, wait, cool.
Can I count it on? Can I count it on? 1, 2, 3, 4.
After Colony 196, humanity finally achieves peace. But the ashes of war give birth to a new threat.
We at Colony L3X18999 hereby wish to declare war against the nation.
A child is building an empire to avenge her father.
I will rule the world.
With Gundams at her side, Earth will feel her fury.
Drop the colony onto Earth. Stop this at once.
The remaining pilots will battle each other to stop her.
I'm asking if you guys are doing the right thing!
The endless waltz of war, peace, and revolution continues.
See for yourself just how powerless you are.
Roger that.
Prepare yourself for Gundam like you've never seen it before.
You will surrender!
A special Gundam Wing movie. Endless Waltz. Friday, November 10th at 5. Suit up again. Only Toonami. Toonami's bringing back Saturday mornings. I'm going to show you a little experiment. 3 hours of quality Toonami programming, and it's not even a school day. Starting at 9, you get back-to-back Thundercats.
If we're gonna do it, let's do it.
Then Sailor Moon at 10.
Sun, moon, sky, earth, fire, air, water, rock, stars.
The Saturday premiere of Tenchi Muyo at 10:30.
Trust in your own power.
The Garlic Jr. Saga at 11. And the Powerpuff Girls at 11:30. The most anime on Saturday outside of Japan. Toonami, The Rising Sun. Saturday from 9 to noon. A day which will live in infamy.
Reactor engaged. Faction locked. All go.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well today. I see I have some super chats here. I very much so appreciate it. In a moment, once she passes me the link, I suppose, I will post up Chuli's GoFundMe and go from there. You'll have to forgive Chuli this time, people.
Hey, guys.
Chuli is on cloud 9. Chuli is zooted out of her mind.
I actually agreed to this stream, and then I got zooted, and I got so zooted that I forgot we were doing the stream, and I scheduled a stream on my channel at the same time to start playing horror video games. So that's where I'm at right now.
Go ahead and shoot me the link to your GoFundMe real quick, Julie.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you. Let's see here.
Oh my god, some besties in the chat are also zooted.
No, of course they are. I am sober at all times. I do not get zooted, but at this point, I'm starting to wish I could.
Thank you, Pudgy. I'm feeling great today. And honestly, I felt great last night. I talked to a special someone. My whole night became bliss.
She was talking to the animatronics from Chuck E. Cheese.
Shut up, you fucking...
Oh, Lisa, good to see you. True. Lisa, good to see you. Haven't seen you around in a while. All right, so I want to go ahead and do a preamble here. And it's probably a good thing that Shuli is zooted, not just because, well, this video is going to be infuriating, but also I'm hoping that it will counterbalance me. Because I'm actually very angry. And the reason why I'm very angry isn't because Jar exposed me or anything asinine like that. It's because he's lying through his teeth. And he knows he's lying through his teeth. So, Luke here, which is Jar's name, he's been very public about it, has decided that what he's going to do is he's going to go back on his word. Now, he's tried to make excuses for this in the comments, doing what he always does. And I mean always does, where he turns into a whataboutism instead of dealing with the fact that it's about him. But the problem with his whataboutism in this case, under the fact that it's an asinine way to deflect, is that Jar, unlike me, promised to not do drama again in this sphere. I made no such promise. So he is trying to backtrack on that. Now, I made a very specific promise to some friends of mine about what would happen if he pulled this again, which we'll get into at the end of the stream. So, to preface this, Jar's video is about the Ponder stuff, which is a developing situation. Jar's been wanting to go after Ponder for a while based on information that he only halfway has. Because, let me see here, she called him racist once. So what we're going to do here, since Jar has been dishonest and is trying to frame me and other people as rape apologists. Now, there's going to be some idiots who are going to get mad that I'm not tearing into Vlad for making rape jokes, but I think there's a difference, as much as I don't like rape jokes, or anybody probably here does. There's a world of difference between not liking rape jokes, or liking rape jokes even, and being a rape apologist. A world of difference. So we're going to go into that here. Jar has tried to also do his best at playing games behind the scenes, which we'll also get into. But we're going to go ahead and get into the video. I have moved past the Akumu stuff because that is not my race, not my horse, not my zoo, not my monkeys. If he got something wrong there, well, then Jar can and should get reamed by Kumo, or Kumo rather. And we can go from there.
Oh my god. Kumo, come home.
anyways, let's go ahead and get into this. You ready, Julie?
I'm ready.
Alright, I'm going to put this at 2x speed. I do not want to listen to him droning on for over an hour.
Constantly misunderstanding his points over and over again, but you can watch Akumu's video for more context. Also, it's not a good look that Ponder at long last took down her video, now that people outside of the RCC are joining the community. Back in 2017, when I met Ponder for the second time, she made 4 videos involving me with a thumbnail that makes it look like I'm about to get essayed. Look at that face, I do not look like I'm enjoying it. I don't care about what people do with my avatar in their thumbnails. It's not me, it's just the character I use to represent myself. But people from her community, many of which are her friends, would for sure flip out if I made a thumbnail like this about them. Replace me in the thumbnail with Mal and replace Ponder with me. Can you just imagine the level of backlash I would get for doing something like that?
Whataboutisms, and on top of that, Ponder's also been on record multiple times saying that she doesn't approve of these thumbnails and will not do them again. Now, she should have removed them by now. I'm very clear about that. But, you know, it is what it is. And I went ahead and slowed it down for you guys. I went ahead and slowed it down. I went at 1.5 speed, okay?
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I can't.
This is my...
It's just too high.
This is my all the time. I always listen to things 2x speed. Anyway, let's continue.
I was like, I'm too high for that.
Let's continue.
But the point I would like to make with this video is that she twisted a point of mine in a way that I couldn't wrap my head around. It was a point involving the fetish of one of her friends.
That's going to be a running theme throughout this video. I'm going to be constantly saying, no I don't, or I never said that.
On No's alleged controversy surrounding someone that in no way affect anybody else, nor do they affect the quality of her content. The very horror!
Sweetie, you might want to keep watching the video, because my problem isn't that she has a diaper fetish. Now, does Doodle Tones have a diaper fetish? The answer is, I don't know, and I don't care. If she does or does not, I wouldn't think any more or less of her.
Which is why it's so...
Which is also obviously incorrect, because he made it an entire point to make a thumbnail about her. After he took it down, by the way. I knew he was going to pull some crap like this when he put it back up. He's been a dishonest snake in behind the scenes, and I'm well aware of it. So, yeah.
I'm watching this, like, video right now. It's from super long ago.
Because he thinks it's a good gotcha.
Bring it up.
Literally, the next part explains this. What I do have a problem with are the people saying, oh, what do you mean Doodle has a diaper fetish? Oh, where did you get that from?
I'm kind of sick of the bitchware meme at this point.
Are you serious? Right here.
The fact that people legitimately believe that Doodle has some kind of diaper fetish is so monumentally stupid that it's almost not even worth talking about, but this is the nicest line in the internet, and we covered internet history, so we have to talk about it. Needless to say, everybody ran with it, and it earned you barely anything people like those. And no, I don't came up with that. It was either Jesus was 79 lives or some super troll.
This was in the fucking video. How the fuck did you miss it? You even put this...
Because the everybody knows it, everybody says it is more than just one person. That's why. That's why. Idiot.
This clip in your video. My argument had a beginning, middle, and end. I explained everything. I showed a guy denying that there's any...
His video had a beginning, middle, and end. I wonder if it had the top, middle, and bottom of a car. My toy collector friends will get that one.
I'm, like, I could not give less of a fuck about whatever this is. I don't even know why he's showing it.
Yeah, it's to build up his. I don't like Ponder. She bad. She mean. So we're gonna have to go through this. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Evidence that dual tones has a diaper fetish. I showed evidence that she does have a diaper fetish, and I even explained that her having a diaper fetish is not the problem.
Yeah, Ponder really has a habit of sweeping for her friends and downplaying their actions.
Jar, you're the last person who wants to say that.
That's the reason why we watched this?
A little worse than that. A little worse than that. Viaque, put a knife in your neck and pull it all the way to the left. Thank you. Continuing.
Come on, Jar, this video is several years old and you're still butthurt about it? Actually, no, I don't really care. I'm just bringing this up because I'm going to establish a very clear pattern of behavior with Ponder. A pattern that has been going on for nearly a decade. If you have been following the Doodle Tones drama, then you would know about the George Raccoon situation. He was a groomer and Doodle Tones defended him, yet Ponder still left a positive comment underneath the video. Once it was pointed out to her, she quickly removed it, and acted like nothing ever happened.
That's not why she removed it. She was pretty consistent with me about the fact that she removed it because people started commenting, at least one person, and it annoyed her, so she deleted it. Now, you can say you don't believe that.
Which is still stupid.
It's still stupid. Yeah, you can say you don't believe that. That's fine. But Jar, again, makes claims without any actual evidence to it.
Mm-hmm.
The boy is not smart.
It's almost like a bunch of people who
I'll be back.
Okay.
Aren't actually qualified to make these accusations. And when I was shown this comment, I was like, this is divine comedy. This is beautiful. Because this is written a year after her several videos falsely accusing me. So I took to Twitter and I tagged her less than 24 hours later. And she's deleted the fucking comment. You know, the same person that lectured me about deleting comments 3 months after I stopped doing so, who accused me of deleting tweets to try and hide my actions, has no problem deleting tweets and deleting her own comments because they make her look bad.
Now, I will say the problem with Akumu's argument in this context is the fact that he's basing it off of where Ponder stood like 5 years ago, not inherently here. But it's kind of not the point on this one.
I won't lie, I agree with Ponder, but not in the way she thinks. I gotta give her a high five and a handshake for that one. I love that she removed the comment when she falsely accused Kumu of deleting tweets to hide what he was doing. It turns out all this time she was just projecting. One of Ponder's friends during the Toby drama made multiple videos. Some of them were about me, and he kept on bringing up Black SpongeBob, acting like it was the most racist thing ever.
I mean, it's funny to bully you over. You act like it's your personal, like, Vietnam.
It's literally just a black PNG of SpongeBob. Someone, that being Call Me Nil, found out that he drew cub porn 5 years ago, back when he was in his late to mid-20s. Bro forgot to remove the stuff off of his ink.
And, yeah, I forgot that Falgi gave me the thing for this, but thankfully it's so small none of you could probably see it. So, Buddy Boy here thought it would be really smart, like super smart. I'm going to go ahead and shut it off just to be on the safe side. Buddy Boy thought it'd be really smart to just throw up porn. So we're going to get through this part first.
Bunny account. Never forget about the Ink Bunny, or the DeviantArt. He claimed it was due to him being essayed as a child, and this was his way of coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but...
Yeah, because you're an idiot and you don't actually look into things. You didn't care about whether or not this person's a freak. You cared about the fact that they did videos against you, and you thought it would be a good way to, I don't know, get an own on them. Now, I want to be very clear where I stand on this stuff. Number one, I don't think you should draw it at all, regardless of whether or not you were subjected to that as a child. But if it is something like your therapist says you should do or whatever, do it in private. Don't put it on public splash. Don't put it in the public space. Don't do anything like that. Like, seriously. Don't. Just don't. Please don't. Oh my God, please don't. Anywho. Jar doesn't know anything. Surprise, surprise.
Ponder showed up to defend him. Now listen, if you were...
No. We're going to go back there, buddy. Let's read that. Not there.
Was his way of coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but Ponder...
Let's see if it'll...
Don't call me out for racist image. What did I just read?
Hold on. I'm probably gonna have to slow it down, unfortunately, because it's going so fast I can't even stop it in time.
She was just projecting. One of 5 years ago, back...
Basically, that I...
Child, and you need to draw... cub to cope. That's one thing.
But no problem deleting tweets and deleting her own comments.
I am not doing good here.
Acting like it was the most racist thing ever. It's literally...
Like Obama.
Yeah, let's see here. Alright, let's see this.
Coping. Needless to say, I and others had a hard time believing that, but upon...
You're not allowed to call me out for this thing that happened months ago. I denied, resisted, and eventually apologized for because you did this other thing months ago that you denied, resisted, and eventually apologized for. Great, so everybody shuts up. Sounds like a good day. Okay, that's not a defense. Don't call me out for a racist image put in my video when you did what could potentially be therapeutic porn, which is a thing with regards to SA victims, which, yeah, it is. 5 years ago and already admitted to and exposed myself for it, but I'm just going to pretend like I did some research and found out on my own. That is quite literally in this situation what Jar did. So, yeah.
Up to the...
Oh, and I indicated that there was possibility this was therapeutic porn, so depending on how he was called out for having made those pieces is important, which wasn't shown here. So I have no real reason to believe any one side's explanation of how it happened because I haven't seen it. If he was called out for being a pedo or drawing insert trait here porn, then yeah, he's probably going to deny it because there's a possibility there were images that were made for a completely different reason than what he was accused of. Granted, I disagree with the value here, but her saying there could be multiple, viewpoints on this, there could be multiple directions on this, isn't the same as running defense for him. Stupid.
Defend him. Now listen, if you...
That's not inherently defense.
That's just reminding that's reminding bitches of nuance.
But it's okay. We need to be more concerned with the nuance of Jar. I uploaded it because I was in a panic. Idiot.
You were essayed as a child and you need to draw to cope. That's one thing. But posting it like he did is another thing. A lot of people draw to get out their frustrations, but it's not...
Jar, I'm glad you never had to go through anything like that. Instead, I just hope you get jumped and beaten in the streets.
Not necessary for them to also post it. When Spoctor got cancelled for the second time, she confirmed that she knew what he did, and she told him that she wasn't going to defend him this time.
Spoctor came to me, basically being all like, yeah, I'm gonna be exposed for having CP. And I did not like that conversation, and I had to run this by Chuli, because Chuli reminded me of this. I didn't remember it happening. Weirdly, when you don't remember something, someone could be all like, oh, actually, you remember this? And when they bring it up, all of a sudden, those memories can come back.
Where'd I lose you? Julie?
She didn't remind me of the thing. I reminded her.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
No. I reminded her of when he admitted to it, and I think I reminded her of the call that happened.
Yeah, that's what she's talking about.
No, I know, but it just it almost made it sound like I reminded him or her of all the exposed stuff.
No, he was talking about how he was going to be exposed for it.
Oh, okay.
Because he owns that stuff. All right, so let's continue.
I fucking love that about the human brain. But one of the things that I did immediately after Spoctor came to me was I went into a call in my server with my friends, told them what Spoctor told me, and I asked for advice. And you want to fucking know who was in that call and who encouraged me to just let Spoctor get exposed and let the video gain traction? Faye Ghost actively told me that it was not my fucking job, that I was already too stressed, something, again, all of my friends knew, basically, that I was stressed as shit.
I myself knew about Manus's video, and I disagreed with it. But I didn't know about him holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18.
You also didn't ask him, Jar. You didn't actually interrogate him on any of it. You just took his word for it. Now,
stupid.
There is criticism to give for Ponder for just listening to her stupid friends instead of just powering through it. But there's also more things that happened that we found out recently. It wasn't just Faye Ghost in that call telling her not to do it. It was also Junkie and V Omega and other people who actually cared about her and thought it'd be too stressful. The problem isn't that Ponder herself didn't handle it. It's, except for the fact that nobody did. The problem is that nobody freaking did. But of course, Jar's not going to look into that. No, he's just going to go of whatever suits his bias and his personal little boy anger.
But with the way Ponder is talking, it sounds like she did know, she just didn't tell anyone and attempted to cover this up.
She literally just told you she was in a call with everyone else in her server, multiple people in her server. What do you mean, kept it to herself? You drooling imbecile. And the worst thing is, this video came out after the video I put out last week that has the screenshots to prove that she did tell people. So, thanks for lying again, Jar, you worthless piece of garbage.
This is yet another example of her knowing something bad her friends did and trying to downplay things. But despite how angry she may...
Okay, we can always talk about the fact that you knew Carmen Ryder was a lolicon. You knew Carmen Ryder had children in her server. You want to talk about that, Jar? You want to have the rounds about that, Luke, that I had to get in your face and tell you to disconnect from that freak? You don't want this. You really don't want this, Luke.
Found in that call with Lyle Convoy.
I want to know,
or not,
the dumbest part about that is that, there is evidence of Ponder, downplaying what Spoctor did in her DMs with him. But this fucking idiot just used the call where none of that happens to be like, oh yeah, that's her downplaying. It's like, no, it's not. It's her looking for advice on what to do.
Yeah.
And
it's smart.
It's so stupid because he literally just could have used the evidence of like her actually doing that, or the fact that she was wrong about immediately telling people about it, because like neither of that, like she didn't immediately tell people, and she also did downplay it in private. But like none of this proved that. This is so bad. Why are you a bad prosecutor? Shut the fuck up.
I am thoroughly convinced Jar could be given an entire list. We could take him back in time, give him an entire list of everything factually that freaking Adolf Hitler did, put him on a war trial, make Jar the prosecutor. Hitler would walk.
He only kicked Spoctor from her Discord for 1 month, and then she let him back in because the minor asked her to.
If you had paid attention to any of Heaton Mitsuru's drama with Colin in the past, which stemmed from her drama with Joseph, then first of all, rip your...
You okay over there?
It's me and my Invisible Woman gameplay.
Yes.
Sanity, and secondly, you might remember that she mentioned how Colin was confronted in Ponder's server.
No, a conversation got had in Ponder Sprocket's Discord server with him and our resident lore master, Aaron Tempest. Aaron took a lot of the same issues I did and wanted to get Spoctor's thoughts on it. Also, preemptively, I did get permission to share these screenshots from Ponder herself, so all of you who are going to try and use this as an argument, you can shut up.
The same server he had left in light of the allegations, meaning he at some point was allowed to return. Now, honestly, I feel like a fucking idiot for not putting those two dots together sooner, since one of the people Colin talked to while making the video Heaton got so fucking butt mad at was me. I was freshly dealing with coming forward about Liam and getting tone policed by Heaton and her doers of Cracker's bidding, and Colin asked me about what the deal with Liam was actually even about, since it was pure fucking chaos at that point. That was the only time I had spoken to him as an adult in that server, as any messages after were from when I was no longer really present because I had been successfully victim shamed for my abuse situation. So, when the fuck did he get back into the server? A month after he had admitted to having the drive with CSCM on it, and it was at my suggestion. I was a fan of his at the time, and trying pretty hard to be a good friend to him, since I naively thought at the time that he was a really sweet guy, and I had also been poisoned beyond belief by the adults around me, including my groomer, that the things Colin did were just stupid, easily forgivable mistakes that most make at some point in their lives. So I took it upon myself to reach out to him and see if he wanted me to get him back into the server. We had a talk that I die a little bit inside over every time I read it, and then I reached out to Ponder to ask him to let him back in. Now, I would hope that any 27-year-olds out there might hear this and think that, in her position, the correct response would be to firmly shut that request down and explain to the minor that they're talking to a dangerous individual, because that is the correct response. However, Ponder let him back into the server, and he was welcomed with open arms. There is grace to be given to a certain extent, given what Ponder was dealing with at the time, but it doesn't excuse Ponder from not making the obvious decision to publicly disavow Colin for what he had done, especially as the person who publicly defended him to the point of saving his entire internet career. Nor does it excuse the rest of the people in that server call not saying anything either. However, what truly nothing can excuse on Ponder's end is allowing Colin back into the server just a month after the call took place, discussing his admittance of keeping a drive with CSCM of a 13-year-old on it past his 18th birthday, and worse yet, inviting him back at the minor's best.
Now, I'm one of those people who's a bit iffy on the whole Spoctor situation. On the one hand, he could be totally innocent and just forgot he had those nudes. On the other hand, he could have kept them.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, let's finish.
Turned 18 and realized, oh shit, I'm an adult now, I should probably get rid of these. And on the other hand, he could be even more guilty and is still holding on to those nudes to this day. In my video on him, I tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Unfortunately for him, he just ran away from the internet.
So here's the thing. If Jar actually paid attention to literally anything that's hit this past week, which of course he didn't, because he can't, because that takes effort, or I don't know, maybe a little bit of reading. We all know that he struggles with reading, and getting text to speech is just too hard for him. Fun fact, there's actually a member of my audience who is legally blind and can still have a text bot to... There he is, actually! A Catalyst. And he can have comments read out just fine. Just freaking fine. But not Jar. I don't know why Jar's saying, I don't know where I stand in this. Some weak, limp-wristed, malware garbage of, I don't know how to feel. He was 18 and requested nudes from a 13-year-old, then admitted in the call, which you've heard, Luke. 14. My apologies. 14-year-old, which you've heard, Luke. You heard that call where he admits that he's keeping that person as a friend so she won't further out him. You know that, Luke. You're well aware of that. Stop trying to play middleman because you want Big Spoctor Man to owe you a favor so you can put him in your stupid little army.
Which made him look totally guilty. But with what Ponder said to Lio, it sounds like she thought Spoctor was 100% guilty. Yet she still allowed him access to minors. What the fuck? But believe it or not, there's still more bad things Ponder has done, and this is not even the worst of it. Akumu revealed a recording where he told Ponder what was happening in the FCK server, and she did nothing about it or tell anyone about it.
Okay, so here's screenshots from the server, and then here's... Because she screenshotted herself doing it to show it to her friends in the server. This was back in 2020. And then she also... sent the copy pasta that she was putting in there. But I
was about to say, that sounds like that, oh shit, what is it? There's like a really popular one where it's like the ergonomic air support or
Oh
whatever.
no, this one's a bit more degenerate.
Okay.
So
what's this white? Oh.
Yeah. Mind you, this was after she called me a child. So, a little odd. I'm not saying anything specific, but it's a little odd to,
Wait.
demean me for being a child. And then I'm just a 16-year-old and then go and do that.
Now, I want to be very clear here, because Jar's going to be dishonest in his framing, because that's just who Jar is. Yeah, Ponder should have looked into this. Flatly. Should have at least asked some basic questions. But at this time this call happened, again, we didn't even know till 2024, publicly or anywhere to my knowledge, that grooming happened till that hit. So if he's going to try to play the whole, she knew there was grooming in here and did nothing. Brother, I hate to tell you this, but degenerate things just being posted around kids isn't the same as owning a hard drive of CSEM. Now, he's going to make a really stupid comparison later on. It's even worse than this one, so buckle up.
You don't send this to her.
Well, and then there was Lucy's video, which was Lucy's.
On top of that, Jar also sent pornography to a minor, so kill yourself, Jar.
Video started off with saying, the verbal abuse that Ma'am gave Slummers was bad. Okay, that's fine. And then the rest of the video is Lucy calling me a cum chalice, that I have a cum guzzling ego, to suck the what was it, pink pube dick or something like.
In the most homey way possible, choke on my transsexual pink pube dick, you spineless, honorless shit puppet.
I have a whole.
Fuchsia Butter should also kill herself.
Yeah, I was about to say, become a statistic, girly pop, because, why are you, threatening to R-word a 16-year-old just because he's being a shit on the internet?
Yeah.
Montage of that, too, I'll upload on my video. Mind you, in Lucy, here's the thing. In the video, Lucy refers to me as the most paranoid child on the internet, and then at the end of the video, steals your and Nezzy's joke, which Nezzy stole it from ZZ, but whatever, which is telling me to stay in school. Now, whatever, it's kind of funny, whatever, but here's the kicker. When I brought up that Lucy clearly aware of my age when making the video was then taken down, and then in a Twitter thread, which is still up to this day. Lucy says, I was not aware of his age when I made the video. What's really funny is Mad Libs announced that she was, leaving, dropping the Mad Libs art persona right after I announced that I had the FCK server and the entire thing archived. So, coincidence? I don't know, but now they had James in there who was 16 at the time. Slummers was 15 at the time. They had no problem sending porn in there. Lots and lots of. In fact, they would tag them to show them porn. And that included Mad Libs. Nezzy didn't. She made a joke about it, but she never participated in it. And then that included though Mad Libs, Lucy especially, Toasty very much. He had a huge Futanari kink thing going on. But yeah, no, they had no problem showing it, sending it in there. There's also some really okay. As they're, releasing these videos on me and plotting, scheming in the server, talking about how fucked I was, how I have no recovery, all that stuff. But mind you, these are the same virtuous people, okay, that said that, what was it? Oh yeah, the standard was, it's wrong to gang up on, a minor. It's wrong to do that. You can't, that's bad. You don't do that. But we can do it if we can have him not be liked. It just doesn't make any sense, but it is what it is.
Oh, that is.
Yeah, it's a whole mess.
I don't know how. I imagine, was this a frequent thing?
It was very frequent. It was very frequent.
I sent, a porn, and I didn't even know it was porn. I thought I was sending a piece with 2 robots in suits. Unbeknownst to me, there was another version of the piece that I had seen before, and that's the one I was thinking of. I had found a different version, which had a dick in it. And I didn't know that, because it was a black robot in a black suit.
Yeah, no, this wasn't accidentally, oops, sent porn. This was we're spamming the chat with porn, and then making memes about spamming the chat with porn. And then...
I did that once, when a
That corroborates the story I told.
Yep.
In my video on, I believe it was Christopher.
Mm-hmm.
Where I talk about how B accidentally posted porn and then deleted it.
Yeah.
And then told me about oh, I'm such an idiot for doing this.
Well,
corroboration.
If you want a really funny story, at one time in Guac Barrel, where some of the Senate old guard are, I don't run it, I don't own it, so piss off. Vlad accidentally posted porn there. He found a tweet of some Transformer characters, some guys kissing, and posted it essentially saying, "Hi, I told you all these people were gay." What he didn't do, and he didn't know, is that it was cropped. But when he posted it in the server, and it embedded, it showed the whole picture. And you can... You can see their manifolds, as it were. And he scrambled to delete it, I'm sorry! All right, one bit of levity, let's go.
It wasn't even there, and I felt so bad about it. What the...
Well, when I asked Nezzy and Doodles about it, their argument was that was just the environment Toasty had, but it wasn't only Toasty doing it. Sure, you could say that he set that environment up, but That was going on for months. You could leave. They didn't leave until post, the death of that group. But
listen, it's not required for anyone to expose their friends, but to talk to no one about it is very suspicious. She could have passed this information along to someone else so they could do something about it, but she didn't. She could have asked for the FCK logs from one of her friends who was in the Discord, but she didn't.
Would she even know who was currently in it? I found out Manga was because Akumu told me. Nobody else that she's connected to was still in there. Stupid.
Apparently, Ponder protecting Slummers from a 16-year-old who wasn't trying to dox her was more important than calling out her friends for what they did in the FCK, and...
Definitely a problem. Not gonna deny that. Definitely lack of concern there, but at the same time, you're talking about 2023, not 2020. She should have taken care of Faghost in 2020. She didn't know about the FCK in 2020. God. It's a stupid point to make.
More important than calling out Spoctor for holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18.
You mean kind of like how you didn't look into it at all, even though you saw Manus' video? You didn't even ask him.
And lastly, it was more important to her than to call out her friend who made the claim that they SA2 trans women and pushed one of them into committing self-deletion.
Now, notice, he says SA, right? Sexually assault. I'll be very clear that he's saying here sexually assault, because he changes that to be a bit more egregious later on.
No, I didn't stutter. And this was happening during the exact same time she was calling Akumu out.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Now, at long last, we are getting into the worst thing Ponder has done. Her friend and editor Fagos told her that she, back when she went by a he, yes, they are trans like half of the people in this corner of the internet. She, that being Fagos...
Why did that matter?
Because in his call with Cinebear, he makes it clear how much he dislikes them. That's why.
He's just being transphobic. Oh my god.
To SAing two trans girls, traumatizing them so much that it pushed one of them into offing themselves years down the line. The story of SA doesn't sound like Fagos just squeezed one of their titties a little bit. If someone was traumatized so much that they ended up offing themselves, it sounds to me like what Fagos described they did would have been legally classified as rape. Apparently.
No. See, there he goes. He moves the goalpost. No. If it was rape, would have said rape. Would have said it long and hard on that one. I would have said it all over the place, because I would have lost my freaking mind. But the truth of the matter here is, because Jar can't research, because Jar is incapable of looking past his biases, he didn't realize he got his stupid timeline off. They didn't find out about the alleged SAing, which by the way was groping, until after the alleged suicide, where Fagos already had people roped in on all of it as though they were responsible for someone's death and threatening their own. To a bunch of people who, on that end, are emotionally weak and vulnerable. It's almost like predators tend to go after vulnerable people, Luke. Huh.
Apparently, this story was made up by Fagos so Ponder and the others would cancel her. But surprisingly, or unsurprisingly...
I don't believe that, by the way. Of course, he states it like it's fact, but no, there's no way she did that to cancel herself. She's just sick and deranged.
Depending on how you look at it, Ponder never decided to call Fagos out for this. This was not a recent thing that happened. This happened all the way back in 2019, and Ponder kept on being friends with them and would even pay them to edit their videos. Now, I want to make this clear.
When did it happen exactly? The alleged suicide, did that start in 2019 or 2020?
October 9th. 2019.
Okay, so late 2019. Okay. Yeah. It's a bit different when you have somebody holding their life over your head, especially once they've convinced you that you've killed somebody. Now, is it still the smart decision to make? No. And I've been very critical of Ponder to her face and everywhere else about it as well.
Lord knows I have.
And at the same time, it's not like Jar's paying attention to any of that. He's going with what he feels is important. What he feels like will suit his bias. Because Jar has a personal grudge. Because someone called him racist once.
Around this time, Ponder was going after Akumu.
Because trans people killed my grandma.
Yes.
Ignoring what her friend did. Ponder had a good reputation. Fagos being associated with Ponder caused their own reputation to go up, and it gave them access to multiple people who could have been their next victims. Years went by, and finally, at long...
Possibly, yeah. Problem is that Fagos, at least on their end, is a problem. I'm still sad it happened at all, but their net wasn't that wide because they like to isolate people instead.
Last Chuli, someone over a decade younger than Ponder, finally called Fagos out. I want to make this clear. It was Ponder's friends who came forward that Fagos SA2 people, and traumatized them so much that they offed themselves. If Chuli never made that video, Ponder year after year after year would have kept Fagos around. Yikes. I pointed this out in my last Spoctor video.
I wouldn't say Ponder would do that, because that's not really in Ponder's nature.
Yeah, Ponder's not gonna, expose them.
Is he gonna get mad at me? Here?
Probably.
Fagos, you know that Ponder won't out people all too well. Didn't you make up a story
about I talk shit about this.
Yeah.
Sexually assaulting two trans women, which pushed them into committing toaster and bath or something. And then Ponder, Dulu, Izzy Hazard, and a few other people just kept their mouths shut about it for the longest time? Yeah, that was a weird thing that happened.
You know, I wonder what's going to happen if Jar winds up in a hostage situation. If that ever happens to Jar, I want everybody to just bully him for not doing anything about the person who held him hostage. Just tell him he's weak and pathetic. Mock him for it.
They flipped out about it. Chuli even twisted this into me mocking their trauma, but Chuli is very well known for twisting what I say.
That's I'm gonna twist your stupid robot balls, idiot. Get portioned.
Because that's what you did, Jar. Because you're dishonest, and you're a snake.
Detail was not poorly conveyed. You just fucking watched the video on mute with your eyes closed. This is not a valid point. This is not a valid excuse. And you and your friends are the only ones who somehow missed all the important details in my video. Even fucking Jar, shit person as he is, got this detail right in his sick and twisted joke about Figo's lies at my expense and at my friend's expense. And you know why? Because it was clear as day in my video.
Well, guess what? I wasn't actually making a joke. I legitimately thought it was weird that you guys knew about this for years and said nothing about it. I wasn't even attempting to make a joke here. You guys were covering up for a rapist. I just...
And you cover up for pedophiles, Jar. And then you go and you try to defend one publicly. You put your own reputation into garbage, and suddenly you're like, well, I need to get back at everyone. Die.
I thought it was weird that you guys got away with it. No one made you do it. You did.
Ow. Ow.
Sorry. Why did he say that?
Because he's deranged and he's trying his best to make everybody the villain but him.
Y'all were covering up for a rapist.
Pathetic.
I was like 16.
Yeah.
I was like 16.
Yeah, blame the minor. Blame a minor for it, Jar. And we're gonna, trust me, we're gonna get into that. I've got some bombs to drop on Jar here at the end of all this.
I can't consent to shit at that age. What makes you think I'm gonna be able to know how to handle, fuck ups? With something that I am not even old enough to consent to. I'm not going to recognize the interpersonal or the fucking what the repercussions should be for something like that because I don't understand the nuance. I don't understand the severity. I'm 16 years old. But you were almost 30 when you said that sending porn directly to kids is not grooming.
Yep. And then lied about a whole bunch of other things. Also, love that he's, again, putting the onus on a minor. He's essentially the male version of Cy Scribbles at this point. He doesn't really care what Chuli's gone through. He just wants to take shots at people to try to get to whoever he's going at. So, with Cy, it's me. Yeah. With, Jar, it's Ponder. He doesn't care. He doesn't care that people got hurt. It doesn't grieve his soul. He's happy about it. Which is why he should remove himself from the census.
Did it on your own. I think this was purely said to distract from what they did, and they know it. I said this to Cinny, yes, that's Cinny, in our full unedited call. She thinks I'm racist, and I think she's a apologist.
Oh, what? Is there a backstory behind that?
Hello, Ponder. I'm Faye Ghost. I raped 2 women and caused them to kill themselves. Oh, okay, that's cool. You can still edit for me. Based in red-pilled Ponder, and
Not what happened, but again, Jar's a dishonest freak and should kill himself.
I was listening to that.
Remember when Jar rizzed up a pedophile?
Remember when he had sleepy time calls with her?
Remember when he asked a child to draw him Jane animations for him?
Remember when he sent a different child fart porn, and then later on, once that child turned adult, he comments about, finally your balls have dropped? I remember all that.
Remember when, he leered at underage girls at the pool? We can say shit all we want.
This is
that's the game we're gonna play.
What a worthless piece of garbage.
No one cares about this? What? Am I the only one?
You don't care about it either. Yeah, go ahead, bring up Viaque's video. Bring up the guy who doxes people and swats them with his underage army that you decided to be best friends with because you saw he did a video on me. You're not fooling anybody, Jar.
Still took this part out because he just loves to sweep for people.
Actually, I took the part out because it was an egregious, incorrect thing to say about somebody. You worthless piece of garbage. No wonder Dr. Dreadlock doesn't want to live with you anymore. And no wonder you have a hard time keeping jobs. You're just that worthless.
Your boyfriend broke up with you. You can't touch his ass no more.
Sleepy time calls, Catalyst, are when people stay on call with Jar while Jar comes to sleep, or while Jar tries to go to sleep. That's what it is.
Ponder and her friends literally admitted to knowing that their friend raped someone.
Nope, didn't happen. At no point was rape mentioned. You're just a liar, Jar. You're lying because you know that saying this makes it sound a lot worse than it actually was, as bad as it already was. And that's what you decided to do. But then again, we could talk more at length about you. Go ahead.
He's getting so much less action now that Dreadlock is gone. Who's gonna touch his butt now?
Good God.
And kept it hidden. Yet everyone acted like this was no big deal. Hell, people were even comforting them, even though Ponder literally financially supported a rapist. I know the term supporter gets thrown around a lot, but
yeah, mostly by you, because you're a lying piece of garbage. Kill yourself.
This is literally supporting. They're financially supporting someone they thought was a rapist.
Well, I mean, you also tried to get somebody to work with Carmen Ryder, who's a pedophile. So you were trying to get people to financially support a pedophile.
Sorry,
except,
you literally.
Except in this case,
literally support someone.
Except in this case, like what I'm saying happened and what you're saying didn't.
Exactly. We could have been the Three Musketeers.
Oh God.
I'm like, yo, cause like it don't like again. We could just say anything. Like, oh, you literally supported someone you thought was a rapist. You literally leer at underage girls and pop a fucking bone.
What a freak.
After looking over everything in a row, I think I established a very clear pattern of behavior. Ponder has friends who do some of the worst things ever, but she acts like it didn't happen, downplays them, or covers them up. If this happened once, that would be one thing.
You literally did that in October last year. We're actually coming up on the year anniversary of you doing that exact thing.
Yep.
I have multiple examples of her doing this shit. Lyle Convoy has called out people for being friends of a rapist, but not someone who thought they were. No.
I called out people for being friends with a rapist. Not a friend of a rapist. I might bully them for it. But call out, no. But then again, Jar, you don't care about any of this. You don't care if there's any harm done. You care about whether or not it suits your biases about somebody you don't like because they called you racist. Kill yourself.
Friends with a rapist, which means Lyle himself is friends of a friend of a rapist. There's
No.
What?
Because number one, they weren't a rapist. And number two, they haven't been friends for quite some time, Luke.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, the whole thing with that was like everyone being like, "Oh my gosh, you knew that this guy was friends with a rapist and you didn't like do anything. You didn't let anyone know." Like, so we could avoid this guy for being friends with a rapist?
What is logic to Jar?
Then there's this. I see now why those two get along so well. They're both sweepers. Ponder can't walk back on the Fago stuff and act like she didn't know. They told Ponder what they did to her face, and she tried to keep it hidden from everyone. Ponder will and has made...
I wouldn't say she tried to keep it hidden. She was kind of under the gun about all of it. So was that entire friend group. Not that Jar would know. He doesn't have friends.
Super long videos on people who have done less than Faye Ghost. In fact, she's never called out anyone worse than Faye Ghost in my book. Even Hypnotist Sappho. Say what you will about her, but at least she didn't rape anyone or traumatize someone up to the point where they off themselves. By the way, I just want to come in here real quick and make it clear. I'm not defending Sappho. She is a pedo zoophile, but they're not as bad as a rapist murderer. Both.
She literally talked about how her quote-unquote partner is a German Shepherd. She's done that to animals. And she's groomed children. Multiple, by the way. It's a bit worse than a lie about groping people.
What are you saying? At least the groomer, predator, zoophile, pedophile, you know, repeat offender. At least they didn't rape someone. She's assaulted animals. She's groomed children. Why are we power scaling? I need a drink. I'll be right back. I'm about to get crossfaded. I'll be back.
Okay, we'll wait for you. But no, that's what Jar's saying with a full chest. Vagos is worse than Sappho. Kill yourself. Like, seriously, what is wrong with Luke here? Come on, Luke, what's the problem? I sent you a message earlier today. In fact, I'm going to read that message out right now to all of you, since he's trying to ghost me on it. Which is fine. He doesn't have to respond to me. But I'm going to say something to him very specific at the end of the stream. Anyways, Luke, you are a pathetic, lying, sniveling piece of trash. You're so unspeakably stupid that you bring up a rape when a rape was never claimed. We both know, because he's about to make a claim here, that it wasn't that which made you distance yourself from me. If it was, you'd be admitting to being complicit in the very same thing you're claiming I am. I also know about your conversations with, and we'll get to there in a minute, you're even willing to exploit a child's trauma if you think it'll get you positive attention. So I'm going to burn him on that once this video is over. So, Luke, if you're watching this, which I know you're not right now, because you refuse to watch or even talk to people who are critical of you, which is why you ran from Falgi. I want to be very clear. Dude, if you run from Falgi, you are the biggest of pussies. Not inherently because Falgi's like super hardcore or anything, or that he's like super weak or anything, is that out of most of the people who want to bring people onto streams, he's probably the most even kill when he talks to people. And you're scared of him. And let's be clear, this isn't you just not wanting to talk, because you talk to anybody. You talk to tons of people, just not Falgi. Like, I've told people, I'm not going to talk to you. Why? Because they're dishonest and they're snakes, and I have no desire to put any of that out there. That's not what Jar's done. Jar's unironically running from people.
I'm back.
Alright, so let's continue on.
Oh, yeah.
Both are bad, but one claimed that they went through with committing the crime, while the other one was in the process of committing a crime.
Are you stupid?
What?
One of them went through with it, the other one was going through with it.
Oh my goodness. I hope somebody goes through Jar with a long sword.
She let Phagos stick around her Discord, even after she learned about what Phagos did. Of course, giving Phagos access to people to use. Ponder isn't as bad as what Phagos said they did, but the fact that she covered up for this evil, and the fact that she's done stuff like this multiple times cannot be ignored.
Not addressing something isn't the same as covering it up. I'm going to say that right now. It's still wrong, still horrific, but the difference here is also the fact that she was constantly under threat of suicide over this. And she wasn't even told about the alleged sexual assault. The groping, let me be clear, it wasn't rape, it was groping, until after Phagos, the deranged creature that they are, that I hope killed themselves by now and does everybody a favor, convinced them that they were responsible for somebody's death. Look, the problem it is when it comes with Ponder is the way that she, again, as I said in the previous video, operates on like her platform is so different than how and who she is as a person. She is not super strong. She is not super like set in her ways. She's actually very susceptible to peer pressure. And it's a problem. I'm not going to deny that. But Jar's coming at it as though what his perception is the reality. And no, none of that. Continuing on.
Kept him around as an editor, had him voicing in her videos, and she even paid him to help keep an eye on and get information on the people she was covering, like Madame. So her not caring about the Spoctor situation like she previously pretended to a month prior, I'm not surprised.
This makes me wonder as to what else Ponder knows, and what else she is hiding. After all, a lot of her friends from Doodle Tones to Nezzy Monster and more have been outed for their wrongdoings, and it just makes me wonder, did Ponder know? Go rewatch Ponder.
Actually no, she didn't. Nezzy Monster could have...
That's speculation.
Oh, okay, I'm speculating that Jar really likes having sleepy time calls with child touchers. Anyways, Nezzy could have survived that. Nezzy chose not to take actual...
Wait, does this make Kumo's rape claim?
Oh, goodness. No, it doesn't.
Does this validate his claim?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I'm just saying, like, if Jar is gonna do speculation, then, like, why were we mad at Kumo for doing speculation?
Because he's insane. Now, when it comes to this, the funny thing is Nezzy could have survived it. If Nezzy had actually just owned it, apologized, fixed the problem, we wouldn't be here. But instead, Nezzy doubled down, admitted everybody else's problem. Now, Susie wouldn't have survived, not because of the FCK. The reason Susie died is because of George Raccoon. So, no. And in fact, she was there for that. She assisted with that. The problem that here that a lot of people want to forget, specifically Jar, because again, it suits his bias. Between George Raccoon being initially outed and Susie's video on him was a span of over 2 years. Where, hate to tell you this, Ponder, and I know this is a meme, you know, commentary amnesia. Ponder actually does have, like, documented medical memory issues, right? Like, she won't remember nerd things that I talked about to her, like, a week ago. So, yeah, I would buy that Ponder just did not pay attention and validated the video because she wanted to support a friend without remembering who it was or even paying attention. But Jar doesn't want to pay attention to that because it doesn't fit his narrative, because that's who Jar is. I have tried to give Jar slack in a lot of ways. I was hoping he'd change his behavior. He's not. He's made that very clear. I've gotten plenty of DMs about what he says behind the scenes. I know what he is, and he will not change.
Ponder's video on Cosmodor. Throughout the video, she downplays what he did, and she even says that he has a chance to make a comeback even though he tried to meet up with a minor and sleep with her.
Cosmodor does have a few good points to bring up, and it's essentially because he's arguing the big faceless audience mob, which he later says he doesn't want to argue, which tends to exaggerate claims to the farthest possible degree. A lot of this is literally just centered around the audience collectively, just not understanding the terms that they're using. In this case, the term would be pedophile. Cosmodor is right to call out people calling him this, because they are objectively wrong.
Ponder, he groomed a 15-year-old and sent her lolly and Shota. I don't think there's a more fitting word to call someone like that.
Wait, why is he... But what about City then?
that doesn't work with his argument here, so obviously not. Now, granted, if I was in Ponder's place, I wouldn't care. I just wouldn't care if people called him a pedophile. Because a distinction without a difference. We use pedophile in a more colloquial way than we do anything else at this point. Like, you could call it ephebophilia, but who cares, right? It's a but actually point to make, but it's not a damning one to make. Just like you could say...
question.
Go ahead.
Unrelated, so you keep going.
Okay. You can say, hate to tell you this, guys, not all pedophiles are predators, because, a predator does the thing to a kid. The pedophile is just attracted to children. It breaks law when you act on it, whether you own the material, seek it out, or touch a kid. Granted, it's still gross, still vile, still reprehensible and deplorable. The people who haven't done any sort of offending should, I don't know, get help one way or another, ostracize themselves, but that's a literal distinction. It's not an excuse. But Jar here would look at that and say, well, look, he's saying die. All right, go ahead, Julie.
I have a question.
Yes?
Does chat want to see pics of my cat on stream?
We can get to that later. I'm sure they will.
I'm just saying.
You know they're going to want to. Come on.
I want to make sure.
You know they're going to. We're just going to make them anyways. Anyways, continuing.
Unless, of course, you're going in the whole direction of it's a femophilia, not pedophilia, but I really hope that's not the point you're trying to make.
However, even if Cosmodor argues he's not a pedo, which he's not, anyone claiming that is a moron and needs to reacquaint themselves with the definition of the word, assuming they've even read it to begin with. I'm so sick of this word just being thrown around in everything.
Yes, people do throw that word around like candy, but he did the two big no-nos on YouTube. You can make the argument that grooming a minor doesn't make someone a pedo. You can also make the argument that looking at lolicon doesn't make you a pedo.
No, you can't. No, you can't. If you take sexual enjoyment out of lolicon, you're a pedophile, because you're attracted to the neotenous features of children. That is by definition pedophilia. Jar, I'm starting to understand now why you wanted to be friends with Carmen Rider.
After all, a lot of people do refuse to call Vaush that word despite what he did. But
Vaush is a pedophile. And a zoophile, and he should hang himself.
Doing both at the same time seems like it's something that no one would argue against. Yeah, he didn't just look at Lolly, he didn't just groom a minor, he did both at the same time.
Cosmodor isn't a pedophile, but he put himself in an inappropriate relationship with a younger fan.
A 15-year-old minor who sounds like a little kid. No joke, this girl sounds way younger than the average 15-year-old.
From the perspective of everyone on the...
That's what Cindy did.
Yep.
Outside looking in, it looks like you're just trying to worm your way back onto your channel. And you know what? I'm not gonna blame you for that. I think it's fucking stupid that you tried to do it within a month, but I can empathize with the mentality of wanting to fix things as soon as possible. Frankly, I think it's super naive for people to believe that people who get called out for things like this aren't going to return at some point. We're not talking about chasing people off of hobbyist platforms. We're talking about removing people from platforms that, in many cases, serve as their main income, and in some cases, the person is addicted to. It's incredibly naive to assume that people can just up and leave that whenever they want. I mean, you're effectively demanding that they fire themselves. And in situations where you want someone to improve through therapy, it's counterproductive to force them out of their income source. Obviously, this is especially with Americans because of their shit psychological stuff. I don't know how it works in Germany.
No, obviously, she's not saying what he did was okay.
So why'd you tell everybody in your video that she was saying he should come back? That's not what she said. What she said was, he's going to try to come back. Are you stupid? Of course that's what he's going to try to do. There's psychological reasons for that, but saying he's going to do this is not incorrect. Because, Jar, you know this, Luke, plenty of other predators have tried to come back too.
The one rule on YouTube is that you can't come back from grooming a minor. And no, he didn't just groom her to be more...
Oh man, you sure tried to change that rule though, didn't you, Luke? You really tried.
More comfortable with his fetish, he groomed her so he could sleep with her. That was his intention. Ponder seems to have no problem with...
But not Cindy though, obviously.
Calling me a racist.
Like, I also don't like Jar. I am also of the opinion Jar's a fucking racist. Doesn't mean going around saying shit like this is okay.
I haven't looked into it, I'm not going to say that. Ponder
fair. I'm only going off personal experiences.
Like anyone else who has called me that...
Lio.
See, this is why Jar has been mad for years. She called me a racist publicly. Oh my god! Grow a pair! Get over it! And if you're so concerned with being called a racist, especially this, like a racist here, you can just not be one. You can just not keep taking shots at random minorities. You can just stop that behavior. Stop trying to be an edgelord. I don't know, buddy. Maybe prove it via your actions instead of your words, but we can't have that. Any slight to Jar, you might as well have taken one of his arms. I hope next time they take your tongue.
No proof. She claimed it happened in an unrecorded call. According to her, I was asking for help dealing with Prismate Luke. Then I just started saying objectively racist things. But she still apologized to me for calling me racist. Yeah, she called me a racist when I was dealing with pedo allegations. That's a pretty low blow in my book. Ponder, if you truly thought that I was...
But
what?
Putting out a video calling her a rape apologist when data about her hasn't even fully come out yet, that's not a low blow? It is. You know that.
Racist, they don't apologize to me for calling me racist. That would be like me apologizing to you because I called you someone who financially supports racist. But I would never apologize for that because that's what you are.
Except that it's not, and she's right about you.
But you know what? I'll just roll with it. Yes, I did say the most objectively racist things of all time. I showed her that I was working on an airborne disease that would wipe out anyone who is not part of the master race. And believe it or not, she just giggled and said, "Don't worry, Jar, I'll keep your secret safe." Hashtag that actually happened. She complained to me about her life a lot as I was getting cancelled. Normally I'm against...
Because you came to her in the middle of her having a massive breakup and you said something creepy to her. She explained to you why she's struggling with this right now. Stupid.
Leaking DMs, but since everybody has been doing that with me, I think it's my...
Cope! Cope! So, let's see what's actually being said here. Best as I can. In my friend group, I was chided for saying that I felt empathy upon hearing that you had nobody to hang out with at VidCon and angry with myself for knowing that despite the awful things you said about myself and my friends, if you needed someone to hang out with, I would have taken pity on you and offered a hand. I count myself lucky that things played out the way they did instead. All this time, I still desperately wanted to think that one day things would be better. That through Lyo's help, you would start to understand that the way you speak to women sets off alarm bells in their heads. That those women then talk and warn others of potentially predatory men. That the consistent pattern of people thinking that you were a bigot was not part of some conspiracy, but a reaction to the things you say and do. What I heard last night shows me that I was being naive. That, yet again, I was giving credence to the idea that someone could be better where it wasn't warranted. All my life, I have tried to see the best in people who don't deserve it, unfortunately. I mean, same sometimes. People who consistently turn around and hurt me again and again and again. Part of my healing journey has been trying to accept those people were not worth my time or my sympathy. It's why I've had to cut off family. It's why I've had to cut off Phagos. I am truly sorry and disappointed in the idea that you were one of them. I hate myself for any conversation where you came up and I uttered the phrase, in fairness, any conversation where I spoke in your defense. Now, what he's also done here, and you may have missed it, because even I did at first, is he talks about being canceled right after talking about the Prison Mate Luke stuff, right? So he talks about being canceled, but what he means is what happened last year. That's what this is too. Her responding to the call he had with Cinebear. And he's trying to frame it dishonestly. Big surprise.
My turn to do so. If your life sucks so much, Ponder, then try to get a job or a wealthy boyfriend and move out.
Why don't you get a better job? Oh, wait, you keep getting fired from it because you can't keep your idiot mouth shut.
I get it. It sucks that your dad left you, and your boyfriend cheated on you, and you got no job. But spending time on the internet...
That didn't happen.
Of course not. Jar makes straw men. So, no, I'm actually not. I'm not gonna do that to Jar. That's still wrong. Either way, Jar, you know what you did. And you know what's going on in your life. And I could bully the living daylights out of you for it.
All day, every day can't be good for you.
Yes,
Ponder is in her 30s. She's older than me, and she has never lived on her own, mostly due to Canada having their liberal policies.
What?
What? The fucking liberals!
What? I don't think not living on your own in Canada has to do with liberal policies. Are you on crack? Oh, wait, you did do crack at one point.
She just spends all her time talking to autists on the internet.
Jar, that is quite literally what you did prior to being canceled.
That's what he does also after he's been canceled, so.
How her DMs read with me is that she wanted to be friends with me, but she was surrounded by people who didn't like me, so she just couldn't.
No, that's not what she said.
No.
What she said was she was hoping you'd be better, and you weren't. That's what she was saying.
Ponder animated me as a sexy elf boy, shaking her hand at VidCon, and she did this all 1 year later after it happened.
Sexy.
No.
She kept me anonymous until I got canceled. Yeah, apparently animating me shaking her hand was more important than, I don't know, calling out her bitch.
Yeah, the truth of the matter is,
this
number
was
one...
post everything!
Yeah, it was post the Phagos being outed. Phagos wasn't a rapist, and also on top of that, Ponder didn't make that public. Technically, it's my fault it went public, and I am sorry still that it did. Because I was talking to Kumo about Jar's behavior before he made all those claims about Jar being a rapist and whatnot, yada, yada, yada. And because Kumo was really excited about the attention he was getting, and I'm not saying that to be derogatory, people usually like attention, he repeated what I told him on the Chud Logic stream because he wanted to dunk on Jar more. That is not Ponder's fault, Luke. That's mine. Say my name.
They tried to say I was the one who revealed this. Unsurprisingly, they have no...
Yeah, and on top of that,
like,
Jar...
I literally talked about the fact that it was Kumo who outed it.
Also, Jar, you were the one because you talked about it publicly in Senate. Stupid.
Proof to support this claim. They just love to spread misinformation about me.
Oh, don't even. You dishonest little lout. You're the one spreading misinformation, and you know you're doing it.
Cartoonchi said he hated me because I violated the boundaries of his friends. By that he means I shook Ponder's hand. Also,
I mean, is that what he said? Is that what this relation to? I don't know, and I don't care enough to ask. Either way, the only reason he's bringing up Cartoonchi is because they had a beef at one point, and Jar's got to take whatever shots he can.
By friends he means people who cover up for rapists. With friends like these, who needs enemies?
You know what? I don't often think Cartoonchi should be involved in any sort of drama, but I hope he kills you over this, Jar. I hope Cartoonchi does an entire video where he just browbeats you. That'd be funny.
Oh my god,
oh, you raped someone? That's fine. What?
Oh, hey, Toonchi. Anyways.
You shook my hand. You violated my boundaries. Honestly, in my book, if you're friends with a rapist, then you have some of the strangest boundaries of all time.
You were friends with pedophiles, Jar. You were friends with pedophiles. A few of them, actually. And you refused. Refused to deal with it.
You asked a pedophile to lull you to sleep via groomer ASMR.
Oh, geez. Already working on it. The devil works hard. Cartoonchi works harder. Anyways.
Ponder, along with her friends, defended themselves by claiming that they were mentally ill. They didn't have the best home life, and Fagos would have killed themselves if they left them.
I'm sorry, did you not make a fucking video talking about how you were fantasizing about raping girls that you made up while you were hanging out with me? Yeah, that was nice to find out. Cool, thanks for that, you fucking freak. Like, the nerve of being all like, oh, I was a bad place. I was planning on killing myself. Motherfucker.
Well, let me rewind this a little bit. Boop. Can I do that with this? I don't know if I can. Actually, the buttons they told me don't really work, so...
With me?
To everyone, everyone who saw my channel post yesterday, thank you for the well wishes.
Real quick, there was something said here that I know Jar's going to take out of context.
They were mentally ill. They didn't have the best home life, and Fagos would have killed themselves if they left them.
I'm sorry, did you not make a fucking video talking about how you were fantasizing about raping girls that you made up while you were hanging out with me? Yeah, that...
Yeah, by the way, that's not the same thing as the people they groped. Different situation altogether. You dishonest snake.
That was nice to find out. Cool, thanks for that, you fucking freak. Like...
And here's the thing. You want to know why Ponder didn't do anything in the moment then? Because Ponder's a tiny little thing, and Fagos is like 6 foot tall. So
6'4".
It's obvious that Fagos had some physical power there. Most small women aren't really going to say anything. Idiot.
The nerve of being all like, oh, I was a bad place. I was planning on killing myself. Motherfucker, what the hell do you think your actions and what you made us believe wanted us to do? Do you not think that maybe we were lying awake at night, wondering about, do I have any right to exist? Because I'm going to tell you flat out, that was the case, and that's all your fault. So go fuck yourself.
How is it that Ponder believes that her friend Fagos raped 2 people up to the point where one of them committed self-deletion, and still yet made it all about herself?
That's not what that was.
Yeah, but that doesn't work with this narrative, though. So you know.
You came in talking about
that's
how.
So wait, pause. Like she's trying to explain how, you know, the lie affected her. All the lies affected her, and he's like, but it's not about you. It's like, it's entirely about us.
Yourself so we would goddamn coddle you. And for everybody in chat, that was a recurring thing. Fagos guilted us, one, through the suicide, but guilted us into keeping her around through the implications that if her friends left her, she would kill herself. Yes. That's why we kept her around for so fucking long. Because we already thought that we'd led to someone ending their life, and we were terrified of that happening again.
Really?
How do you sit there and you hear all this and still run with the narrative that they're rape apologists that just knew better? Idiot.
Because it sounds to me like you guys truly believed you pushed an SA survivor into offing themselves. And if you guys outed Fagos, Fagos would have outed you guys for what you did.
No.
Jai.
If that were the case, wouldn't the Fagos have done that? So stupid.
Like, why this? Because earlier he said that, like, we knew all along that they were an SA survivor, and it's like, no, we didn't. And like, none of the jokes were sexually charged. It was just like making fun of the person, because we were convinced, and excuse me, Jesus, had proof already that they were lying about certain things.
Continuing.
My god, this is like some supervillain shit.
Fagos starts this shit up again with another person who was allegedly still in the same camp as Jess, and then tells us, oh yeah, Jess may have had a point. I did sexually assault 2 girls at a party when I was drunk. So, also, Jess was schizophrenic. And so now it became not only that, like, we helped Fagos and that encouraged someone to game end themselves. Now it was, we bullied a schizophrenic sexual assault victim into game ending herself, and also Fagos was lying the whole time, and actually she totally had reason to call them out.
And fun fact, I just thought I should point this out. The account that she's on right now is from December of 2019, during when this shit was happening. So she has another alt that she made from that time. How much fucking time do you have, bitch?
You have messaged me on alt accounts as well. I was the first person you
Oh
messaged.
yeah, 2 months after I made my exposed video, she contacted Kylie on an alt account saying, Fagos is walking outside in negative, 10-degree weather and I'm so worried about them. Can you contact them? Do not fucking act like you have been on your own shit for the past year and a half.
Here's the thing, if one of my friends told me that they raped 2 people so badly it made them commit self-deletion, and then they told me if I left them they would self-delete, I would tell them to make sure the rope was nice and tight when they jumped.
Well, it depends on whether or not he benefited. It depends on whether or not he benefited
That
from
is
it.
what I have said.
Yep. But it would depend, Jar, on whether or not you thought you'd benefit from it or not, frankly. But again, nobody said anything about rape. I think Jar just really likes it, and that's why he keeps saying it.
Or at the very least, I think I would stop talking to them. I could understand a teenager, or even a young adult falling for the I'm gonna KYS if you don't do this card. But Ponder
I'm gonna KYS. I'm gonna kill yourself.
Also, love the fact that that's a subtle jab at me. Thanks, Jar. Difference between me and you is you never needed to be manipulated for you to do any of the stupid crap you've done.
Birdies, or at least her late 20s when this
He
happened.
just
Don't
liked
forget,
the fucking pedophile from the beginning.
Yeah, essentially.
Fagos money to edit for her. She was funding someone she thought was a rapist. I know I keep bringing this point up, but it really bears repeating.
No, you just repeat it
Why
because you know
are
that people
blurring?
are gonna. Because he knows people are just gonna blindly, buy it if he repeats it over and over again. So,
Why
Jar
are
knows.
you blurring like the credibility of the discourse about her? The credibility so far has been about like people who have the evidence to back up their claims, people who have been personally involved in the shit, who thus have the evidence or at least have like first-hand testimony and can get corroboration of certain things. Jar is just like, I'm involved now.
Yep, he is. Continuing.
So Fagos also used to talk about how she couldn't afford therapy back in the day, but when I offered to give her money to go to therapy, she refused, so I started actively trying to hire her for editing more so that she would have the money to go to therapy.
She had no problem calling me a racist when I was in the middle of getting pedo allegations.
Boo-hoo, get over it.
But she still kept what Fagos did hidden. If you want to take Ponder's word that she truly is mentally ill and thought her rapist friend would KYS if she left...
What does that comment about her being a mod in my server at one point have to do with any of that? Oh wait, nothing, that's right.
Them, even though that sounds like a pretty good outcome in my
Her
opinion.
friend
Ponder's
would kill yourself.
Word should not be taken as gospel. She has gotten so many things wrong that I don't think she should be making trauma videos.
Neither should you, Jar, and this video, if nothing else, proves that. I mean, there's also the fact that you try to defend a groomer, and failed miserably, thank God. But you shouldn't be touching anything at this point. At this juncture, you've proven you don't care. You haven't changed anything. You ran to drama again because you thought you'd get your licks in, and you have failed miserably.
Ponder is a person who draws a line at racism, but not rape, apparently. She didn't even have proof that I was racist, but she did 100%.
Dude. Seriously? I've seen some of your old videos. She absolutely had proof.
She fucking saw the videos that he made back in the day. Oh, this person is the ugliest little black thing. Oh, Asian people speak English. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, you stupid bitch?
I believe Fagos was a rapist. To tell you the truth, Ponder, ever since you did your first video about me, I wanted to be friends with you. I got even more respect for you when you went against the crowd and defended Spoctor. Sure, you were kind of wrong in the end, but based upon the evidence at the time, you were right. But even when he...
She wasn't wrong in the end about that. Those were separate situations. As much as people we want to play pretend that Spotter's false allegations are tied to him actually owning CP, they're not. They're two separate situations.
In fact, they were specifically excluded because Pentagon was like, I don't like that victim, though.
Yep.
More than likely told you about holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old past his 18th birthday. You said nothing.
And you said that you don't know how to feel about it, so I don't know, man. I don't know.
Basically being all like, yeah, I'm gonna be exposed for having CP. And I did not like that conversation, and I had to run this by Chuli, because Chuli reminded me of this. I didn't remember it happening. Weirdly, when you don't remember something, someone could be all like, oh, actually, you remember this? And when they bring it up, all of a sudden, those memories can come back. I fucking love that about the human brain. But one of the things that I did immediately after Spoctor came to me was I went into a call in my server with my friends, told them what Spoctor told me, and I asked for advice. And you want to fucking know who was in that call and who encouraged me to just let Spoctor get exposed and let the video gain traction? Fagos actively told me that it was not my fucking job, that I was already too stressed, something, again, all of my friends knew, basically, that I was stressed as shit.
Wait a second, so you were actually thinking about defending Spoctor again, but then you were talked out of it by Fagos. How does this make Ponder look?
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Granted, you don't mind defending Spoctor, Jar. You thought the biggest problem Spoctor had was that he ran instead of staying and fighting. You don't even think somebody who owns CSEM or CP should be deplatformed. Freak.
Good, exactly. Of course, this was said right in front of Lyo, and he's not questioning anything.
Fagos told me it's not your responsibility to protect this fucker, which...
Said in front of you too, Luke. Let that sit in for a moment.
Yeah, obviously. And just encouraged me to let the video happen and let Spoctor be exposed. I don't know why the fuck that video didn't gain any traction.
Well, that's because it was a terribly made video, Ponder. And also, Manus never made the allegation that Spoctor was holding on to the nudes of a 13-year-old. He didn't know that. You guys did, and you all kept quiet about it.
And eventually, because of the trauma you put me through,
No, it's pretty obvious about the age of the person, if I recall correctly.
you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah,
I
he
forgot
was.
about that shit, because incidentally, that is how the brain works. When you're depressed and stressed and traumatized, and you smoke weed a fuck ton, and you have fibromyalgia, all of which are things that I have, yeah, it's really easy to forget things.
Ah, yes, the very famous commentary amnesia argument.
It's not commentary amnesia when you list out your medical issues and the fact that they have a pattern and history of it. You, on the other hand, though, do have commentary amnesia, Jar. You also lie to people consistently.
Listen, I don't expect
Ula, that was in December of 2023.
Ponder to remember everything she's ever done. After all, I forget things all the time. But this seems like something most people would remember.
By the way, that spatula he just showed, that's what he calls a rape spatula. Just so you're all aware.
Was not perfectly fucking aware that she had convinced Chuli that not only someone had killed herself over two people had killed themselves over Phagos, allegedly, but also that Phagos was seemingly a sex pest.
You guys called me a sex pest. What
You are one.
Phagos did was not just being a sex pest. SAing people up to the point where they off themselves, two of them, is a lot worse than just being a sex pest.
She didn't...
It's both.
Well, that and they didn't exist, and on top of that, she didn't... If they, let's say they were real. Let's assume all this was correct. She didn't molest them until they killed themselves, you idiot.
At first I thought it was only one person offing themselves, but now I'm being told it was two.
So for context, Spoctor came to me, like, just after this shit.
Jar just undefended himself.
Yep.
Or something. And I guess
I have to, hold on. I have to revoke the W I inadvertently gave Jar from my Heaton video. He does not understand the allegations anymore.
Nope.
December has, for the last decade, been the worst fucking time of the year for me, and basically all of my friends know that. Like, a good chunk of my friends know that I deal with abuse in my home life, and that December's not a good fucking time of the year for me.
Aw, Ponder was in a dark place, so she looked past what Spoctor and Phagos were doing for several years. And if you're dealing with abuse in your home life, which can range from physical abuse to emotional abuse to religious abuse and everything in between, then get a job and move out. For the love of God, you're in your 30s.
Hey, Jar, what part of being in your 30s makes you defend a groomer? I'm curious. This man talks a lot of trash about other people's ages when he's nowhere near where he should be.
You refuse to acknowledge what you actually did. Because, Phagos, what you actually did was take 3 friends who you damn ass fucking knew already suffered from mental health issues. And, like, I can't speak about Kylie and Chuli, but I think we all knew that I am stressed as fuck on a daily basis. You took 3 friends who were already in that state. You manipulated them into believing that they were terrible fucking people. And you made those friends, upon, like, questioning whether or not they had any right to exist, keep you around and coddle you, because otherwise you were gonna end yourself.
Well, that's completely untrue. Phagos didn't manipulate you into thinking you were a terrible person. You already were. You kept Phagos around, who you believed to be a rapist.
What the fuck?
It's very obvious to me that Jar doesn't actually know how any of this works. It is just scrambling for some gotcha. Kill yourself, Jar.
Oh, hell yeah. Woo.
Murderer. And on top of that, you coddled them. You have the gall to use your mental health as an excuse.
No one's using it as an excuse. They're pointing out how they were able to manipulate them. Again, Jar doesn't believe you can be manipulated into anything. Obviously.
Stress do you deal with? You don't work. When this call first came out, I was also disappointed in Lio and Peaches for not saying anything
That's just
about this.
factually incorrect.
Just sitting there and listening. This was the exact moment I started distancing myself away from Lio and Peaches.
That's a lie, by the way, because he was wound up in my DMs pretty regularly. At one point, even asking me for thumbnails to do for him. Like, if you go look at his video about simps, if you take a look at the thumbnail, I did that. Take a look at where it is compared to the video where I released about Phagos. He's already admitted that it had nothing to do with anything I had put out, and everything to do with the fact that I was getting public backlash. That's out, Jar. Everybody knows you're a liar.
Every time she tells the story, it's, I told my friends that I sexually, I groped 2 girls at a party, and like, one of them themselves, and my friends stayed my friends, and they protected me because they were friends. That makes us sound like a bunch of fucking jackasses who protected an active predator, and that is not how that went down, and you damn ass fucking know it, and if your memory is so terrible that you can't remember that that is how that went, then why the fuck are you talking about it?
If you seriously can't fucking remember key details of your calculated actions, you just need to shut the fuck up.
Like,
for once in your goddamn life.
she's masking it under the, oh, my friends were so nice, they weren't mean to me, and they protected me, and blah, blah, blah. But the narrative spun to literally anyone who isn't us and wasn't involved makes us sound like we were protecting you despite knowing that you were like a sick freak, and not that we were actively being manipulated into keeping you around because we thought we'd already killed someone, and we were worried it was going to happen again if we dumped you.
Okay, so Phagos was still right. The only thing they left out is that they threatened to end themselves if you left them. I know I said this already, but if one of my friends told me that they SA 2 women up to the point where one of them KYS'd in Minecraft, and then they threatened to commit self-deletion if I left them, I would just tell them, good, do it.
Jar, I saw you in a group chat years ago where somebody you know was harassing another person to the point to where they tried to take their own life. And instead of involving yourself, you just awkwardly tried to make them make up.
Also, that's not what he would say. He would say, hey, can you, like, talk to me, like, lull me to sleep on call?
Oh, goodness.
Like, she dropped it. She was suicidal. We
And
tried to, like,
so, do you want to see my cock?
Oh my goodness.
immediately jumped in and be like, hey, we can talk to you tonight. We can get your mind off of things. Yeah.
Nice
and she was
pussy.
like, well, I have to wake up early.
Never, ever say that like that to me ever again.
So I have to go to bed. Shut us down. I give her the suicide hotline. Kylie says, please just be safe. B says, please take care of yourself. And Jelly, or fucking Phagos, as her last message of the night, goes, no promises. And just leaves.
And what's the issue? That sounds like a win-win in my book. Again, I know I'm...
It's really easy to say that when you're detached from these situations, but Jar doesn't have friends, so he never has to worry about being manipulated by anybody. He just makes all of his own screw-ups all on his own. Which is actually even worse, for the record.
I can't say that word.
You're right, you can't. Sorry.
Repeating myself, but I can understand a kid falling for something like this, but not someone like Ponder and Icy Hazard. They're...
Jar, you fell for a predator.
Wait,
Shut up.
Hold up, remove.
Rewind.
Please just be safe. B says, please take care of yourself. And Jelly, or fucking Phagos, as her last message of the night, goes, no promises. And just leaves.
And what's the issue? That sounds like a win-win in my book. Again, I know I'm repeating myself, but I can understand a kid falling for something like this, but not someone like Ponder and Icy Hazard. They're a lot older than Chuli.
You're feeding us stories about assaulting people, and I can just imagine you and your giant frame cornering
so
girls in a bedroom.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Oh,
and you guys let them stick around, and Ponder financially supported
I
that.
lost the
If somebody
mice.
came into my circle, I
There
would
it
think
is.
and hope-
Okay,
Oh,
you can pause it
I
by
was
the way
gonna
on your
say-
end.
Oh, I can. He
Yeah.
wanted to like make like a whole thing earlier, be like, "Oh yeah, truly, I thought it was weird how you did that," and now he's like, well, you know, I can understand a kid doing this. It's like, what's the lane? What's the lane that we're driving in? Because you keep switching, and I think it's because Jar's a little scared of me, so he tries to add in these little things that he thinks are probably gonna like soften my perception of whatever takes he's having. No, you still stupid bitch.
I don't know if he's scared of you, but I know he doesn't like you. He seems to believe that you're the reason why Ponder thought he was racist.
Good. Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
If I would have the sense if they told me, hey, I tried to sexually assault people, you'd be gone? Whether I thought it was real or not, because we've had freaks come in and say horrible things. And we didn't sit there and allow them to continue.
Well, Lio, I totally agree. It's kind of weird that you're not questioning why Ponder and Icy Hazard and Chuli are doing this.
I did, actually. I had separate calls with all of them. Idiot.
Why is he back on to me?
Why did Lio...
He just said he could understand me doing it at my age, and now he's like, why aren't you questioning why the child didn't do anything?
Lio, why are you showing nuance and kindness to people who were manipulated and harassed? That's really weird. Die.
To this day, I do not know how this flew under the radar. When I heard this call and saw no one calling it out, I thought I was going crazy. But now with everything else we know about Ponder, there's no way she can just sweep this under the rug. Lio Convoy isn't even willing to sweep for her at this point. I wanted to be friends with you so badly for years, but now I'm happy I didn't. Honestly, you letting me shake your hand violated my boundaries. I had no idea about all the awful things you did, and you actually let me reach out and touch you.
Jar, go to Walmart, buy a gun, put it in your mouth, and pull the trigger until the clicking stops.
Unironically, like, men sorry, a little misandrist moment. Men are fucking crazy sometimes, you guys. Men are so scary.
I don't like to play armchair psychologist. It's not...
You've been doing it this whole time.
Not really my place to do so, but I'm going to make an exception for Ponder. When she was very young, her dad left her, and that more than likely gave her abandonment issues. In her adult life, she found friends on the internet, and she didn't want to lose them. She was in a community that loved drama, but was very isolated from the rest of the internet. Then everything started changing. Doodle Tones got into a drama with me, and then right afterward, she got into a drama with Mr. Medicare. The alt CC was created, and they went after a lot of her friends. But then everything started to change a lot when the first Spoctor drama happened. Ponder saved the day, and that drama was the first time she really started growing on YouTube. At that moment, everything seemed perfect. But later on, she learned that Spoctor was holding on to the new...
Oh wait, I can pause. Ponder actually had a panic attack because she started getting more notoriety. And she didn't want that. Anyways.
Yeah, and on top, you know what? I'm gonna let him finish, and then I'm gonna say something.
Of a 13-year-old past the point he turned 18, along with Fagos telling her that he R-worded 2 trans women. She also found out tons of other bad things her friends have done, from drawing pub to showing minors porn, to sexually harassing a 16-year-old, and more. She tried her best to cover up those things, or to move away from drama content, but it was already too late. Possibly after she saw what I did to Daft and Spoctor, she came to the conclusion that she was my next target. She convinced people I was stalking them at VidCon, because I shook her hand. Yep, we live in a magical world where I can find one person in a day, but not a whole group of people in 3 days. Ponder, I know what you, Harley, and Oranges look like. And yes, I saw you hiding behind oranges. Her and her friends screamed when they saw me, and they cornered themselves on an escalator. I could have easily caught them if I wanted to, but I had no interest, so I just walked away.
B didn't hide behind Ty, oranges. She hid behind me.
Also, on top of that, you can't really say that you're not a stalker when you're actively looking for them.
Wait, no! He just admitted it all happened!
Yeah.
No! He just said he wasn't looking for us, and now he's like, I saw you hiding from me!
Don't worry, I'm going to psychoanalyze Jar as soon as we're done here.
Hey, trust me, if I wanted to catch you guys,
No,
I would
wait.
have. But what would be the point?
Oh, fuck. I think... No. Crooked Animator. I think he mistook Harley for B, because those two look much more similar than Oranges and I do. Because not only is Oranges, like, half a foot taller than me, but we're also completely different races.
The point? For real, I can't believe anyone fell for this lie from them. But unfortunately for Ponder, she became
And
the new Queen
genders.
Bee of the RCC. When you are at the top, you become the biggest target. Just look at Spoctor, Lio, Peaches, me, Cinebarrow 3.
I was never at the top of
He
anything.
was the...
The heck?
He was at the top? That's why... You become the next target when you're at the top? Is that why Cindy Bear groomed a minor? She was like, man, I made it all the way to the top. Time to groom this child.
Hold on a second, responding to something. Jar wants to believe so hard in conspiracy theories that it has rotted his brain.
And more. Ponder, in an attempt to hold on to everything, lost what she had. Let's do a TLDW of everything Ponder has done. She attacked a small channel that was run by a POC 16-year-old, and she did this so she could talk about the Madame drama some more, all for clout. She let him get sexually harassed by others in her community, and did nothing.
In the most homey way possible, choke on my transsexual pink pubic, you spineless, honorless shit puppet.
She fought for a guy who had CP on his drive past the point he turned 18. She covered up and paid one of her friends that she thought was a rapist murderer. She defended another of her friends that drew cub porn. And then she found out that her friends were in a Discord where they
Why does he keep showing it?
You know why.
sent porn to minors.
Thankfully, the screen's so small and the thing's so fast, it's going to be missed.
Like, I don't want to fucking see it. Fucking weirdo.
But she said nothing about it. Even after her mistakes were pointed out to her, she refused to correct them for months until she just quietly removed her videos. Then she removed comments pointing this out so her fan base wouldn't know what she did.
There was a comment that was asking her why she gets into slap fights or spats. I can't remember the specific wording of it with teenagers. But then I had something else to go to. I can't quite remember that specifically. I just know that about 15 minutes later I came back and refreshed the tab, and the comment was gone. I had a hunch, but I had no evidence. I didn't screenshot anything. The next day, I made an alt account named Artful Cherry, and I went to Ponder's comments and I made a comment somewhat similar to that one, but not quite the same, so it wouldn't be considered spam. A couple hours later, after I told my Discord members about it, asking them if they could see it themselves, I was then informed by one of the server members that they could not see my comment. In fact, I could not see my own comment when on my main YouTube account. I had to get back onto the Artful Cherry account to see my comment. I asked my server members if one of them would be willing to make a comment and a similar light of criticism just to see how long it would last, if it would even be removed. This was the comment that she left. I then went to check if I could see this comment, and I could. Another Discord member went to check if they could see the Bun's comment, and they could. But just 15 minutes later, Buns went on YouTube using the YouTube Incognito, which functions as a separate account.
I don't care.
And shocked
I so don't care.
She couldn't see her own 109 because
she called me racist in the middle of
placing it for everyone else.
Oh my god, the
and
racism again.
to
He's
the
so
YouTube
sad
comment
about it.
website And linking Ponder's video yet again and typing in what Alejandra's comment said, Alejandra's comment no longer appears. And as of August 26th, when other people noticed that Ponder has been deleting comments, probably due to my community tab post trying to reach out to the aforementioned Alejandra, they went to Ponder's comments, bringing this up. Only for those comments to get deleted too. And yet again, I have these comments screenshotted from the YouTube comment finder's perspective, and I have the direct links to these comments. Something to hide, maybe. It's hard not to be giddy about it. The tables have turned, and the person who was 27, 28 lecturing me about, oh no, you shouldn't be deleting those comments, getting a dig at me for it, is now in her fucking 30s doing the same thing.
Ponder had a pretty great start defending Spoctor. It made her seem untouchable. But to keep that facade going, she had to lie more and more until she was trapped. Lastly, she called me racist in the middle of me getting pedo allegations.
Cry about it, loser.
Who cares? Who cares? You are racist.
So less
That
people
was
would make
part
videos
of the
defending
allegations, was that you're racist. And she was like, yeah, he is.
Womp womp.
Me. And then she made up a rumor that I was stalking people at VidCon.
It's not a rumor, it's what you did. Also, we're also not dumb. We know you manipulated your girlfriend to try to make sure they didn't have any evidence of you doing it. So, you know, I know that, by the way.
Because I shook her hand. By the way, I didn't walk up to her. I sat down to eat some ice cream, and I saw her next to me. And then I thought it would be funny to shake her hand before revealing who I was. I didn't squeeze it or walk away as I laughed like a madman. She animated this and released it a year later at the start of VidCon, hoping it would make me angry.
She never claimed you laughed like a madman. But okay, buddy.
And caused me to confront her about it in person.
That is not why she did that. You're stupid.
Clearly it didn't work. I knew the game she was trying to play, and I wasn't.
This man thinks everybody's after him.
Oh my god!
He's so thoroughly
He
convinced of
hates
it.
women.
You are now, though. People are after you now. Congratulations, stupid.
About to fall for it. But why am I
He
making
hates women.
Yeah, probably.
Video. It's because despite her being worse than me, and despite the fact that she is getting
Jar, you unironically defended a predator, and I know what else you've done behind the scenes too, which we're going to talk about once this is done.
less than 1% the backlash I got, people are still comforting her and downplaying what she did.
Where?
No, they're not.
Where?
That didn't happen in the Kalimara
Where?
post or the Streamline Workshop post.
Where? And on top of that, it's just getting started. Not all the data is out yet. You tripped on a bomb and it blew up in your face. Now you're like, well, this other person whose bomb hasn't gone off yet, they're not as hurt as I am. Clearly this is a problem. No, I will say this. If other creators are not consistent in how they respond to Ponder, as they were when they responded to me or other people, hold them to it and bully them over it. But Jar here is just being a literal whiny child. Jar, you're a screw-up. And not only are you a screw-up, you're a malicious one. You know, I've done some screwed up things. I've been very clear about it multiple times, despite some lunatics wanting to play pretend that I downplay any of it. I owned it, and some of it I was manipulated into. You did all of this on your own because you were a spiteful, miserable little cretin. So here's where I psychoanalyze you. Where I psychoanalyze you is when I'm going to tell you right now that the reason why you are the way you are is because your father is weak. He is a weak, pathetic little man who lets your mother browbeat and bully you, and as such, you did not have a strong male role model, which is why you tried to look up to me as one, because your father's a failure, and you chose to stay in his footsteps. It's also why you hate women, because you see all of them as analogous to your mother, who is crazy, and instead of confronting your own biases and realizing people are independent and growing instead of maintaining that same idiot outlay, you just continue to do it. So anytime anybody who slighted you, even a little bit, you lay in bed at night and seethe and rage about it. That's why you have to have calls from UTT people who also spread child porn and own it like, oh, Viaqua's connections are, or a deranged idiot like Vincent Martin is. Those are the only friends you can have because you don't know what a real friend is because you never had any. Because any kid who saw you walking around, they didn't hate you because you were autistic or because you were dyslexic. They hated you because you're a creepy little freak with a weak parent set who chose to continue being weak himself. That's your problem, Jar. Continuing.
People are saying things like, she had a bad home life, she's on 2 medications, she smokes a lot of weed, she's sad, and...
Nobody's saying that.
Shut up. Everyone has a sob story. No one has a perfect home life. And
yeah, except for the fact you weaponize yours all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Your last apology video was about, oh, every time I go to sleep, I'm just so angry.
Almost everyone has something mentally wrong with them if they make drama videos. If I did half the shit Ponder did, I would never, ever hear the end of it.
You did worse and you're not hearing it. You're not going to hear the end of it. You never will. And the reason why you're never going to hear the end of it is because You are a deceptive, lying, absurd freak who holds on to the dumbest of possible things and treats it as a personal slight all the way up until you go to sleep. You are a weird little freak, and one day you need to have your teeth kicked in.
Ponder never had to deal with someone photoshopping her grooming a 13-year-old. Ponder...
No, but you know what? Who
Okay.
did? You know who did deal with it, Jar? Me and Ponder. For you. You sneaky little freak. I should have left you to deal with it yourself, and you would have failed.
Ponder never had to deal with people calling her a rapist.
No, I wouldn't have done that. I retract that. That's against my own values. I wouldn't have done that. Doggone it.
Ponder never had to deal with people doxing her and using it to make a fake Twitter account of her saying that she raped her 9-year-old niece.
Much to everyone's dismay.
No, but people did try to dox Ponder. By the way, the person who kept reporting that account to try to get it taken down because they doxed you was Ponder. Oops.
I, on the other hand, had to deal with all of that. So by her logic, I should be able to do anything I want on the internet and never be called out for it.
There's a lot that Ponder also dealt with that you never had to deal with. This is Trauma Olympics. This is,
Well, that and Ponder's... Even Ponder at no point has said, this is why it should be okay that I did this. Jar is once again making an argument about something nobody's actually saying seriously. Because that's all he can do, and because most of his fandom are either severe right-leaning morons or children, he gets away with it with them.
There are a handful of other smaller things Ponder has done, like privating her video getting another goat on the Sashley drama. I do not know...
Yeah, you want to know why she privated it, Jar? Luke, you want to know? I'll tell you. Listen real close. Because I told her it was out of pocket, and she felt bad, so she privated it. That's why. It wasn't to hide anything.
For the full details as to why she did this, but from what
Lyle, did she delete, or not delete, but private the video I told you to have her private?
Not yet. They've been very bad at responding, but I'll make sure it gets done, okay?
Okay.
Been told she was approached by people behind the scenes who claimed they had issues with the video. Of course, knowing Ponder, she's going to be very vague as to why she took that video down.
It was me, and I told you why. You could have literally asked anybody. But of course you don't. That doesn't work for you.
As well as to why she took all of her other videos down. And lastly, the cherry on top of this shit Sunday of everything Ponder has done. Chuli, who I believe was 14 at the time, drew NSFW for Junkie, and he encouraged it. Ponder knew about this and said nothing about it. No wonder why she wasn't shocked by what she heard in the FCK. Then she started to talk about, porn with Chuli, who, might I remind you, is 1 year older than a cupcake.
Ew! What the fuck?
Now, here's where I have to remind everybody that Jar, in a call with Bo Blacks, which I feel a great amount of sympathy for Bo Blacks, because I think Jar wants that man, or that individual, talked about how EDP could have totally gotten away with it and it's his favorite predator. Kill yourself, Jar.
By the way, if my math is correct, Ponder would have been 25 when this happened. Now, Ponder, I know you're deleting comments and you're trying to run away, but why don't you take some advice from, well, your past self about this?
He acknowledges that he removes comments that effectively don't agree with him or imply anything but the noblest intent, which is hilarious considering his bias against Lemurs is very apparent from him openly harassing her and asking other people to send him her private information, thus betraying a lot of noble intent. That's what he's doing here when he says that he has been removing comments from his video. Lemurs even commented, and that comment is no longer on the video. He said he was racist, therefore she wasn't going to apologize, which, god damn it, nobody ever learns. By that logic, Penegrin, I don't have to apologize to or feel bad for you because you tried to ruin a teenage boy's life for petty reasons. I actually also spoke with Penegrin on Twitter and admittedly am a tad disappointed. We had an overall cordial discussion, but I gave her warnings about what would happen if she was trying to come back. People were mad at and were clearly still mad at her for vanishing like she did and refusing to say anything about the matter until now. Considering Stories is the biggest culprit here and she's still hiding in the shadows like a cowardly little monster, Penegrin would then become the new focus for everyone's anger because they can't focus it on Stories herself. The same thing happened to Atari when Penegrin and Stories first ditched. I warned her that this would happen and also that my video was coming out soon so that she didn't get blindsided by it, and yet she still left. God, you tell a person the best way to get people to not be mad is to take the distrust in stride, apologize, and show progression with your actions, and she immediately sinks back into the same thing she did before. Don't even know anymore. People have a right to be mad.
I would like to say one nice thing about Ponder that most people don't know about. Aside from me, Sophaneko, and Lyle Convoy, Ponder was the only other person who reached out to Eno, Cindy's victim, and checked on them to see if they were okay.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a minute, aren't we, big boy?
Yep, I reached out to Eno and apologized to them, but Ponder actually checking on them and not being completely cow-hungry gave me a lot of respect for her. I do find one thing humorous about this entire situation around Ponder. If Stories and Pentagrin didn't do what they did, Ponder probably never would have been exposed. If Stories and Pentagrin never called Spoctor out, Manus would have never called Spoctor out, and Phagos and Junkie wouldn't have learned about the nudes of the 13-year-old that Spoctor was holding on to. And if they never found out about it, Ponder would have never found out about it, and Ponder would have never tried to cover it up. So due to very specific events, Stories and Pentagrin managed to take Ponder down, and I find that to be absolutely hilarious. Truly, everything is connected in this community. Ponder, when you first defended Spoctor, I gained so much respect for you, but unfortunately, I now know you only defended Spoctor because you thought about how much respect and clout you could get off of it.
No, but that is how you think, so you'll project however you think onto anybody else. Jar, nobody thinks like you. At least nobody's sane. She did it because she thought it was the right thing to do at the time. She freaked out over the clout she got. She actually hated it. She's not you.
not because it was the right thing to do. I've already established that throughout this entire video.
No, you haven't. You haven't established that at all. You've given a whole bunch of your own personal biases and tried to cobble together some chimera of an argument, but the only people who are going to buy it are people who can't think critically at all. And every single drama channel that's been hounding you is going to eat you alive for this.
If you guys want more information about this, I would highly recommend checking out Akumu's videos on her.
I want to be very clear. Akumu at one point told me that Jar kept trying to pressure him into becoming part of his, and I quote, autistic Avengers against the ACC. And Akumu thought that was the gayest thing in the world. So I don't know why he keeps trying to polish Akumu's shoes, but it's not going to work, Jar.
Of course, as I always say, anyone looks like a terrible person if they take all their mistakes and line them up in a row. Ponder still has an answer to, well, any of the allegations I brought up in this video.
Probably because some of it she has, and secondly, we're still trying to get data together. Jar is trying his best to hop on a drama before it winds up hitting, like, its main stride, in hoping it'll get him attention. You see, Jar already played his hand the last time he talked about me, saying that, oh, Lyle only had that call with me because he was trying to get back to the top. That's how Jar thinks. That's what Jar's trying to do here. Bully him.
When she does, I hope you guys actually hear her out. That does not mean blindly believe her, just hear her out. I would like to increase the budget of these videos, so if you can find it in your heart to donate to me on Patreon, that would be a big help. Anyway.
No!
Yeah, so we can sit there and pay some third world person, like, pennies in order to do something.
Please, let's get to the credits.
Alright, so. Fun fact. Fun fact. He mentioned the Inno stuff, right? Okay. Let's talk about that. Who wants to go on a fun little journey for just a minute? Can I get a one in the chat for people who want to go on a fun little journey?
1.
Yes. Okay.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
The ones
Yeah, donate to my GoFundMe instead of Jar's Patreon.
Yes, please. All right, let's read some things, shall we? So this is mine and Chuli's DMs, but what's interesting is what I'm about to pull up here. So you guys may have noticed in the last stream I did, I was distracted for a little bit because Inno was telling me about how they were messaging me. What they were messaging me is the fact that Soph tore into Jar, and Jar decided to apologize to Inno, but of course it wasn't just that. Jar wanted to do a video on Inno and Cinny. He wanted to take what this kid went through and try to turn it into a clout piece to quote-unquote make up for his wrongdoings instead of just owning it and moving on. So we're going to read some of the DMs these two had. Chuli, would you like to read Inno's part?
Sure.
All right, we're on the first image.
I'm looking at Lyo's thing currently.
That's the stream I was doing, by the way. Lyo's thing?
Video live premiere? I don't know. I wish I could clear stuff up.
Oh, that one. It's okay. At this point, I'm used to being hated. Please remove the link. I'd rather not look at it. Sure, it hurts, but you are more important right now.
I'm sorry, Jar.
It's not your fault at all. Listen, don't worry about me. I am a big boy and can take care of myself. Right now, I want to help you with your video.
I want people to stop being upset with you. We're clearing this up.
I know you do, I know. But they won't stop. They can make money off my name, so they will not stop. That's never been my value. It's Chris's, and he'll make bank off you because you keep being stupid. I want to help you and Soph make the video in any way I can. Uh-huh. I know how to edit, so that might make things go more smooth.
Hugging gif. I'm just watching the fire right now.
It's up to you, but it's not good for you to watch that stuff. TLDR, don't listen to a man who knows what I'm like, please.
Yeah, but the same applies to you. I do want you taking this to heart. I think she meant to say don't.
Yeah. You are such a good person. You bring tears to my eyes by saying that. Oh my God, are you really saying this to like a 15-year-old?
Jesus Christ.
But the beast thing for you to do is to finish that video. I'll help you guys edit it if you need it.
Oh my gosh, Starbird, thank you. Sorry, Starbird just gave $100 to the GoFundMe.
Woo! You're up.
Soph's birthday has happened, so for now the video is on hold. I'm just working on my sprites.
All right, have fun.
I drew this while listening to your thing.
Interesting design.
Thanks.
Lesson, I know it looks grim, but your video will turn everything around for you. I'm sure of it. He said that to Cindy, too. Well, rather, he technically said that he doesn't know if it will, but, you know. I wish I reached out to you before that leak happened. It's not the leak that was the problem. Again, front-loading it with a lie.
I know, but I'm happy we can talk, Colden 3. I'm just all over the place currently.
I'm here if you need to vent. It's the least I can do.
I'm gonna be okay, Jar, really.
That's good to hear. I'm glad. I have been worrying after listening to our call over and over again.
I'm just upset more with Lio, but you know, I'm not really upset, just conflicted.
Tell me about it. I'm here to listen, he says, hoping he can get some dirt.
We are dyslexic. Sorry for bad grammar. I'm just watching a stream. I don't like thinking people are evil or whatever.
I understand. They can be very mean, but it's nothing I haven't heard before.
I know. I just want everything to be okay. For everyone.
So, how do I put this? After this, I did talk to Inno and Soph. Made it very clear Jar's not to touch this. Oddly enough, before they could connect with Jar and tell him no, Jar went up in their DM saying he's dropping it. And why is he dropping it? Oh yeah, because he thought people would somehow twist it into him being creepy to Inno. So I want to be very, very clear. I know what it's like to want to help people. Jar's not one of those individuals. At all. Ever. He doesn't care about other people. He doesn't care about helping people. He cares about getting problems off his back and about having people to go fight for him. That's who Jar is. He never cared about any of these people.
I saw the bird on the stim board.
So, here's the thing. Let's see here. How long would it be? 1, 2, 3. Alright, so several years ago, Jar talked to me about how he wanted to do a YouTuber boxing match. And he wanted to know if I'd be interested. And I told him, Jar, I'm in a different weight class than you, I'd hurt you. I turned it down. I'm revoking that. I made a promise to people that if Jar decided to lie, which he did, and come back and do drama videos on anybody that wasn't me, because if he did one on me, I would just bully him, right? But instead, he just goes after other people because of his own personal biases. I told them I would do what I'm about to do now. Jar, 28th of March, in your city of San Antonio. Let's have that fight. Whether it be a HEMA duel, whether it be MMA, whatever. We're fully sanctioned to do it. We live in a mutual combat state. I know the HEMA clubs in the Houston or the San Antonio area. You don't have to do any driving. I'm challenging you right now. And other people may think it's gay or whatever, but I already have other people that I know who have already volunteered to come down and film it. I'm not looking for any. I'm not looking for any stakes. There will be no bet on the line. I just want to put my fist in your mouth. Let's see what you do, big guy. I've gone from trying to be kind to this man and help him to now I think I actually just hate him. He doesn't care. He doesn't want any changes. All he wants, the only thing he wants, all he cares about is what attention he gets, what clout he can grab, and nothing more.
Creator clash, but real.
So, yeah. There we go. All right.
What is it?
Now, I know that there are some people who also want me to do a stream on Heaton. I haven't decided about that yet. We'll see. We'll see. But right now, before I close out, let's take a look at the super chats we've gotten. Because I promised people. And it's going to be neat. So let's see here.
God, so many.
Goodness, you're right. Just a word I don't use. $2. Not the wrench. Anything but that. Don't tempt me. Goji Lion 91 for $5. Putting aside the mistakes Ponder's made, I myself am am past the point of disappointment and irritation with Jar. Here's my tip to help you, Lio. Thank you. Just a word I'm not going to say. Another $5. Fun fact related to things. Jar originally made a video against Spoctor that was on Jay's channel at the time, but deleted it because of public opinion. Man, I wish we had an archive of that. Lacy Pink Landmine for $5. The Clinker has returned. I am a proponent of that slur and that slur alone. We are calling him a clinker with the hard R. Truly nothing in this empty tin can head. True. Sky needs sleep. $2. Oh, brother. Not again. Jar back for more. What did you message me? Would you message me? Kitty. I'll show them in a moment.
Yay.
Slug Entertain. Oh, God, Slug. Slug, why? $5. Fun fact. Lio convoy goons to robots and kisses feet. Would you stop? Agumon T1, $5. Good evening, Lio. I was wondering which of the Miku figures did you keep? I don't even remember all their names. I kept a lot of the Snow Mikus because I thought a lot of their designs were cute, especially the owl one. But for those of you interested about what it's like being around Slug Entertainment, I don't remember what the name of the channel is, but there's this channel that's happening in like live or VR chat, and has like this sort of worm-looking guy with really long limbs talking nonsense. That's what it's like having a conversation with Slug. Korean Autistic Absolute, and it cuts off. $5. Hi, Lio. I think your avatar is artistically pleasing to look at. Can I have a sleepy tie call with you? No, I don't do that with people. Tonic for $2. Subscribe to $5 Patreon. Oh, thank you. Got to go to school now. Bye. Goodbye. Hanazina, $2. Bought the Daima Goku thanks to you. I love it. I'm glad. Banana Galaxy, $2. So excited for the stream. Wishing you all the best. Well, I hope we have the best. Archer BT for $2. Did he drop the Tower of Babel? Oh, that's something I have to admit, or mention, by the way. In the description of his video, he talks about the file name for his Tower of Babel folder. He said he deleted it, by the way, so he lied about that, too. Fangbanger, what a name. $2. Hey, Lio, sorry you have to deal with Jar again. Yeah, me too. Digital Sketch for $10. At this point, koalas have more brain wrinkles than Jar. True. Digital Sketch for another $10. That's it. I'm getting to power tools. This clinker needs to be disassembled. We're going to reverse model kit this pile of junk. True. Yen for $5. Remembering when Jar told me he wouldn't make drama videos anymore because he admitted he's not equipped for it by his own admission? Yeah. By the way, Yen's dropping that call, so that'll be fun. Just a word I won't say again. For $2, we could have been the Three Musketeers. I'm Doom Guy. I'm kicking my way through hell and killing all these freaking demons. Beef MS for $5. No one cares except me. Okay, Jar, where was your video on it? True.
By TCR.
Gamers in the chat. GG Pixels for $10. So, do I get the Scavenger's daughter ready for Jar? I don't know what that is, but yes. Dean Draxon for $5. Jar, deactivate yourself immediately challenge. Yes. P.S. It's good to hear Chili laughing after the rough stream last night. Aw. Redheaded Tuber for $5. The Lion does not concern himself with the opinion of clankers. The Lion decided that he wanted to buy a tasty treat. The Lion will not recover financially from this. Lizard on Fire for $5. I am shocked at all of this. He's throwing everyone under the bus so terribly and lying so bad. This is effing insane. Yes. Disturbing or Digistar DBZ, $2. I got 2 words for him. Factory reset. Yes. Starbird for $10. Jar is following the most notable coward, an infinite and endless liar, an hourly promise breaker, the owner of no one good quality. All's well that ends well. Acts 3, Scene 6. True. Again from Starbird. To Jar, I must tell you friendly in your ear. Sell when you can. You are not all for markets. As you like. Act 3, Scene 5. Digital Sketch for $5. Jar, you use your autism as an excuse all the time. And his dyslexia. Don't forget that. Deck Tech for $10. Jar is so detached it's scary. It doesn't matter whether or not it's a win-win. It's a death. Doesn't matter the party. If you're in a very abusive, manipulative situation, a death would rattle you. Yes. Digital Sketch for $10. You are not the main character, Jar. I want to pretend I am Frogger. Well, please don't do that. Malta Chevron for $2. Stacked up anger when you went off on Jar. Dang. Yes. Yes, it is. Lacy Pink Landmine for $2. Pissed off Lion King. Also true. Android LA. Is that Android Apex? Whatever. $5. Slot video driven by main character syndrome. Yes. A better way to describe just a robot. Also true. Another one from Malta Chevron for $2. That Discord profile of yours, Lio. Too darn funny. Is it? Just an arslur. Jar box me, coward. Killeen 6 hours away. I'm not going to freaking Killeen. That's twice the actual length between me and the real Jar. I've got a few more. Got a few more. Corey Misson for $5. Hope your blood pressure is okay after this. Actually, it's getting better. Buddha Cat for $2. Let's get ready to rumble March 2026. I hope so. Malta Chevron, $2. Chuli Cat picks before we won't forget, don't worry. Hutcast for, oh God, $50. Why? Hello, Chuli and Lyle. Thank you, but good God, woman. Zigzags for $2.
Hi, Hutcast.
Yes. Hey, Lyle. Hope you're having a good night. I was. Livy Lyak, $2. Buy a tea. I might. Yen, $2. Chuli is girly pop, and so are you, Lyle. I cannot be girly pop. I am anti-girly pop by nature of the fact that I am me.
Be girly pop with me.
I can't be girly pop. It's not my DNA.
But you're so Julia.
No, I am not. All right, so we're gonna give the chat what they want. So let me switch up to the reading screen again.
Oh, also. Someone named Buzz in the chat donated $200 to the GoFundMe. Jesus Christ.
That's very nice of you.
Thank you.
So there's one picture of the chubby kitty, little baby man. Oh my God. I'm not gonna say that, Weebus. I'm not gonna say that. You know what? I'm gonna have Weebus pop on and say that in a minute. But let's look at the other cat real quick. There we go. That's a good kitty.
Little baby.
All right, so I'm gonna hop.
Baby girl.
Yes, he is. But I'm gonna hop out of this call, and I'm going to then hop in a call, and Weebus can join me, and Weebus can read that because I can't.
Okay.
All right, so I will catch up with you later, Chuli. I hope you have a good night.
Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
All right, Weebus. Let me hop in my office, and you can say what you need to, I suppose. Now watch him not show. Leave me hanging like this.
Hello?
Hello, Weebus. I'm going to let you say what you said in your super chat, because I can't.
I had to edit the message so it would go through.
You don't say!
You
don't say!
It said, dude gets on Ponder's case, but needed his emotional support Negro to read a document to him. Like, I still can't get over that. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. I hate Jar so much.
Yeah,
He's insufferable.
I think we're all on that level at this point. I think we all are.
Yeah. Like, I never liked him, but, like, I didn't think he would get this bad.
Do you remember in, like, the heyday of Senate, anytime he'd hop in a call and I wasn't there, it was Baishi and Jason, they would just cuss at him until he left and called him dumb?
It was great. Those were the good times.
Thank you, K-Hutcast, again for $10. Lyle, buy yourself something nice. It'll probably go to more Megazords. Speaking of which, I am still doing Power Rangers September all month. Daily shorts with robots and whatnot. You guys should watch it if that's your thing. But, been streaming for a bit now, and it's getting late. So I'm going to go ahead and do the ending screen, and I will catch all of you later. Go Bully Jar.
Get ready for explosive action with the Silverhawks. Holy hyperdrive! These space-age crime busters are going to strike a blow for justice. That's it, Silverhawks. Show them how it's done by rounding up the intergalactic mob led by public enemy #1. His name is Munstar. So soar with the superheroes that fly on wings of silver and fight with nerves of steel. The Silverhawks.
Weekday mornings at 6:30 on TV 14.
Uh-oh.
Darkwing Duck, grade A superhero who gets a D in everything else.
Launchpad, the book.
He's destructive.
Evildoers everywhere fear me.
He's deranged.
I'm sure it seems that way to the untrained eye.
He's the greatest superhero in St. Bernard.
Let's get dangerous.
But to his friends, he's just good old DW.
Gee.
Weekdays on Darkwing Duck. Weekdays at 3 on the WB Channel 11.
The SWAT Cats. What are they doing here?
Your job, Feral. Only a sorcerer's dark power could have brought these ancient bones to life. It must have been the past master.
Don't worry, Miss Briggs. We'll take care of it. And him.
How many lives do these cats have?
From its ashes I will create a new city where lawlessness is the law of the land.
I used to be Dr. Purvis. But now you can call me Dr. Viper.
Hey, bucket butts, is this a private party? Or can anybody join? Outstanding! Down these mean skies, a cat must fly. We want to be the good guys.
Do you think Dark Cat will surface again soon?
Well, when he does, we'll be waiting. Both of us. Count on it.
On the next all-new Ninja Turtles. Like the Phoenix, I have risen from the ashes, and into my fire you shall fall.
Guys, I say we shred his butt once and for all.
I will not allow you to destroy my family. My sons, retreat! Hey, the store's getting hot. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Next Saturday, only in the Fox Box.
Dragonis is destroying the city. Here comes the hockey-playing Mighty Ducks to save the day. Go, Mighty Ducks! Wildwing skates in and joins Grin and Duke LaRange as they stop the evil Lord Dragonis from destroying the world. Go, Mighty Ducks! Go! Wildwing fires his puck. Duke throws his grappling hook and swings into action. Grin skates in with a super crunch. Go! And here comes the Duck Cycle firing pucks to finish off Dragonis. Ducks rock! The new Mighty Ducks figures and Duck Cycle sold separately. Duck Cycle coming soon.
What hidden terror keeps the Batman awake at night?
We should start with your childhood, yes, child?
Bruce.
Is there some past tragedy?
What hidden terror keeps the Batman awake?
I was only a child.
Don't blame yourself.
What hidden terror?
Bruce. A need filled you.
He ain't human.
All consuming. All controlled.
Who are you? I'm your worst nightmare.
Bruce, don't go in there.
Why couldn't you save us? Why couldn't you save us? Why couldn't you save us, son?
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
Batman. Tonight at 7 on Cartoon Network. It's payback time.